just got a run that's going nutty mode in Balatro.
Oh, hell yeah.
I've been meaning to eat for like the past hour, but like this run has sucked me in.
That is the fear with Balashka, is that it will just consume you and your time. Alright. There's that.
Thank you.
I go like that. Everyone are alive once again. Wahoo!
Snack.
Yeah. That works, that works. I do have food that's gonna be here hopefully in a few minutes, so that's exciting. And I'll be able to eat and be okay. Whoa. Cool. Hello, Draco Kraken. How are you? Good to see you. I wish my fan wasn't as noisy as it is. It is loud behind me. But otherwise, I will die. I will perish. So I must accept the consequences. Good. Gonna paint my printed models and avoid John Tallman. Good. Good. Always avoid John Tallman. But yes. I should really get back to painting one day. One day. Okay. Oh, it's the first stream of the new year, everybody. Wow. 2026, huh? Did you expect that it would happen? I hope so. You know, there are some times where you just look outside and you go, damn, are we gonna make it to like around that star one more time? And we did. It's crazy.
I just came back in. Oh yes, we went around the star one more time. We did.
We did. And now we're doing the show.
No
once
one
more.
can say we didn't.
Yeah, that's true. If they claim that we didn't, then you know. You know, when 2025 happened, I thought maybe 2026 might just happen. That's fair. It was a possibility to be sure. But I you know, you never know. I mean, we could just like spin off into the far reaches of the
Dude,
galaxy.
I'm just waiting for the comet to fall out of the sky, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
It's coming.
Yeah. It'll hit that dome soon. Then everyone will know that we're on the flattest of Earths.
They'll look down and they'll see the elephant and they'll see that it's elephants all the way down.
Exactly. And then the giant turtle. Oh man, I love that guy. He's great.
Yo, that turtle is so fucking cool though.
Yeah, dude. He's sick. Anyway. Welcome back, everybody.
Sorry, I'm here eating.
Oh yeah, no, you're good. I'm waiting for my food to get here, so we're good.
What do you have to eat?
I got myself a grilled chicken sandwich.
Nice.
So I'm excited to have that. It's gonna be good.
I am snacking on some chips and salsa.
Nice. I have some pistachios nearby as well, so I'm really feeling peckish. I'm gonna crack some of those, you know?
Always choice.
Oh yeah. The comet will hit and then cephalopods will evolve and take over. That is true. Thank God, you know? I can't wait. They can inherit all the problems. That's fine. Well, hello everybody and welcome back to Table Talk Discussion and Discourse. I, as always, am your host, Alejo, aka Radon95.
And as usually, I'm your second host, Captain Chiral.
We appreciate you for being here. Boo should be joining us later, though he might have taken a nap. Who knows? We'll see. We got to have our Sunrise in Sin City session today, which was very nice. Had a lot of fun with that. Good times, good times. It's been a while. In fact, I didn't have any backlog left. You are current, just like we are. So once I get that all set, that'll be nice. Hey Chara, what's up? Yeah, so today we're gonna be
they're not current.
True. They aren't current, but you could be current when I put it together and put it up on the Patreon and the Ko-Fi. Oh, you could be current. You could be, in fact, ahead of most. But yeah. So
pay for the privilege, the bragging rights.
The bragging rights, indeed. Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
Let me get into the watch together.
Yes. Well, perfect timing because we haven't even started yet, and my food is about to be delivered, so that's exciting. I'm gonna step away for a few minutes in a second here, but today I found a couple of videos, that one being common people, a modern world building casualty, which is a very interesting way to put it, because to be fair, the common people are less they are given less attention a lot of the time but it's not like a detriment usually. They're the common folk, right? It's hard to keep track of everybody, right? And then later on we'll be talking about Hit Points, the original RPG death saving throw.
Okay.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what we have here for those, because when I heard about the or when I read, excuse me, I can't get my senses right. When I read about the original RPG death saving throw, I was like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Like it's the stat, right? It's just the bar that you lose, and then you die if you have less of it than you need. So
yeah.
We'll see, I guess. But I am interested to see if there's any tips or anything for creating the common people and keeping track of them more from this first video. Give me 2 minutes to get my food and get back in here.
Yep, no problem.
Well, I was going to ask Alejo if he had like previewed this video, because like from the way it's titled, I would imagine it's more so that common fantasy and like a lot of shows and stuff, because they're not focused on the NPCs, they're always focused on like the main characters. It results in people's perception of how to create NPCs being warped such that a lot like more people are main characters than most.
Yes, pretty much. Or at the very least, characters that are a bit more important than just the average townsperson.
Everyone's got something going on with them.
Yes.
Then, I suppose, let's see what we've got here. Are you saying we should appeal to the common man? Yes. All right.
But we're not the common man. We're better than that. We're TTRPG players.
We are transcendent amongst individuals. I forgot. All right.
Don't you forget it.
Called upon to lead humanity.
True. True. In our secular ways.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Bake Me Berserker and welcome back to my channel. I've been mulling over the content of this video for quite some time. It's about a subject that's bothered me ever since 3rd edition. Well, not exactly, perhaps 5 or 6 years into 3rd edition, when the possibilities around builds and monster templates really began to crystallise within contemporary Dungeons & Dragons publications, normalising the ecosystem they existed within to something that was beyond extraordinary, into Well, I was going to say fantasy, but we're playing a fantasy role-playing game, right? So what's my issue? Well, in my opinion, there has been a world-building casualty in all of this, a figure who is fundamental to not just storytelling, but how the world works, a figure that's been pivotal to how player characters interact with the world, anchoring them to their beginnings, their present, and their...
No video, sorry. Yes, idiot. I'm an idiot. Okay. Let me fix this screen region as well, because for some reason it is smaller than it used to be. That doesn't make... Oh, because of that. There we go. Happy 2026. Yes, for sure. Hello, August.
their future. This figure is none other than the common man, or woman, or just plain commoner. Okay, so what do I mean? What's the point I'm trying to make? Well, to make that clear, we need to contextualize the place of the commoner in not only world building and campaign design, but their place in the world. I mean, what is the point of the common man or woman? From the earliest days of Dungeons and Dragons, the world was built on monsters and wicked sorcerers, just like it is today, but it was still strongly anchored to the quiet, unspoken labour of the commoner. The farmer tilling the field, the blacksmith hammering out horseshoes, or the miller grinding grain. This was not just an implied backdrop, it was explicitly demonstrated through storytelling. The common people were the infrastructure that made adventuring possible, through an inexhaustible availability of plot lines. But in recent years, the commoner appears to have become more peripheral than ever. Today, the mainstream game ecosystem has every creature defined by its special abilities, and every player character is a walking exception to the rule, which has actually ended up making them unexceptional. So what's happening?
Okay, well, So
I think in terms of other player characters,
yeah,
maybe.
well, so potentially, I don't necessarily agree with that either. Because it's like everybody gets their own things, yeah. Everybody gets a bunch of things, but each of them have their own things, usually. Like a warlock is not the same as a wizard. Just easily, right? You got your magic user to magic user. The common people still do feel less present in a lot of like I guess from some of the adventures that I have at least heard about. You hear about the more so the big quest is given by like these important people who are on the par of your adventuring party in a lot of ways. They're at least exceptional in some way, right? And most of the time that makes sense because you're in like an adventure, right? Where these people are the ones who now they're like, oh hey, we need help with this thing, right? And the common people thing is usually the beginning kind of roots of your adventures. Yeah, you're absolutely like working for the common man, you know, for the good of everyone, right? A lot of the time in these adventures, obviously if you're doing an evil thing, then you know, you're still potentially working for the good of them, but for your good of them, you know? But they are less likely to be the ones that are like giving the quests and talking to you about it unless you specifically interact with them. And as like a DM or something, you can obviously make them more present in the adventures by like having them interact with them more, because you give them either a name, because that does a lot, or just an interaction of some sort, right? They'll remember the miller's son when he comes up to them and says, hey man, I found this like weird necklace behind my mill. Somebody had thrown it back here. And then the players go, what is your name? Right.
Some
at least most of the time anyway.
Right, some, right, yeah. To be fair. But like it's one of those things where it could very well do so, just to make them more of a part to ground the adventure and all of that, those kinds of things, right? Just to make sure that you're aware of like the people you're helping. Is it necessary? Is my question.
Having that name and
having
that
the common people being prominent enough for you to like have to like mention it, I guess, you know.
In
Yeah.
order to, like, help make your world feel lived in, I would say yes.
I would say so too for that. But like,
Yeah.
I guess it's one of those things of like, you do have to do the balancing act, right? Because you don't need
Mhm.
them so prominent that it bogs down everything,
Yeah.
right? Because if you're interacting with mom and pa every fucking day, every time you go past
Yeah.
like a farm,
Mhm.
it's like,
I think it depends on. I think the more important thing to do if you want to really have the common people be a part of your world is to have. It doesn't have to depend on direct interactions with
yes,
them. I think the more important thing is that you show signs of their presence and
yes,
stuff.
yeah,
You see as you're entering the town, if it's like a farming village or something, you see the windmill turning,
yeah,
and it wouldn't really be turning much unless someone there wouldn't even be a mill there if there weren't people there.
true.
So having it turn there or having it be turning implies that people are using it to, make food and make bread and stuff.
Mhm.
If they're walking through a shopping area, they can smell, cooking food and
Mhm.
stuff. So that means there's someone inside cooking food.
Mhm.
You kind of imply their presence everywhere rather than having
Yeah,
them have to interact with every single person that would be there.
right, exactly. I think that's kind of what I'm getting at is the implication of people is more
Hmm.
important than the actual people, which
Yes.
is weird to say.
Hmm.
I
It's
don't know
even
why.
in real life, it's kind of like, if a tree falls in the forest
Right,
but you don't hear it, did it fall? You can kind of think of it the same way. If you didn't interact with an NPC, did they ever really have a name?
exactly. Aiden, what were you saying?
Um, I I would follow up to what Boo said
Mhm.
earlier that characterization of the common man doesn't have to like be limited only to face interactions
Right.
with them. You
Mm.
can like demonstrate the fact that they're present or like have a billboard of them leaving like messages to each
Yes.
other like like
Animal Crossing.
um
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Very much
like
so.
legitimately.
Mm.
Um yeah, that's really just it. I
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
just gonna back up Boo's point.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
Let's see. A player character, even in earlier editions, sticks out against commoners due to their special skills and roles. These traits happen to be exponentially more extraordinary compared to past editions. That is fair.
Yes.
But it's still like I feel like it's still one of those things of like, even though it is more extreme, I suppose, like, um, it doesn't make them all the same, right?
Mm.
Just a weird thing that I would push back against a little bit here and there. Um,
Yeah.
I will say the loss of crafting and how little gold can matter in D&D does reduce the opportunities to interact with the common man. That is true.
Hmm.
The
Very
general
true.
store, like the actual general goods kind of store where you would get like rope and all that kind of stuff, like it becomes an afterthought once you have so much gold, you know?
Hmm.
Um, because it's just like, well, yeah, I don't have to like really worry about prices here and there. I don't have to worry about anything of the economy that's like different in different cities unless like it is explicitly made so. And if we're talking about raw D&D, um it doesn't really go into that too much obviously because
Mm.
that's up to your discretion. But there's not even like a hint of it really.
Yeah.
It would be interesting just to see a little footnote, right? You don't need it, obviously. You don't need it to say that specifically, but it would be
Mm.
interesting to see them kind of try to give you a little bit of a, oh, if you want to do, like, it's just that little example thing that we always kind of cite of, like, if you didn't have that example, you might not even think of it.
Hmm.
Um, Common people aren't worth much XP, and you take a lot of heat if you attack them, so they're not really worth messing with much. True.
Mm.
True.
DM tends to get pissed off if you kill them for no reason.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy, dude. Uh, if you want to implement common people better, you can just give them limited descriptions of what they're doing, rather than in-depth character, unless the players really want it for one or two of them. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Hmm.
Trying to give just actions is probably better. I would say.
Mhm.
When you're going past the fields on the way into the city, you see farmers that are tending to like reaping wheat. You see
Mhm.
some that are like sheep herders that are farther away. They're herding their sheep around. Like you just give them those little descriptions of what they're doing. They don't necessarily need to know what they look like until they zoom in, if you will.
Yeah.
Right.
Because, I mean, even at a distance in real life, you'll see
Also
a
true,
person,
yes.
but you'll see effectively just the figure of a person.
Exactly.
Not facial features,
Mhm.
anything like that.
True.
Happen to the vanilla common man or woman in all of this? The baseline commoner with no special abilities at all, apart from what their maker has enabled their two hands to create. Well, if you were to think of this from a Darwinian angle, I'd suggest they're becoming an endangered species. So I wanted to explore how...
Okay, sure.
Common people are becoming an endangered species because...
They're just not being used as much.
I suppose.
Or at least not to that extent, I
guess
guess.
so.
That was a very dumb way to put that,
It's
but okay.
very interesting, yeah.
Very... yeah, very backwards. Very, very... I don't know.
Yeah, just
It
kind
does.
of,
It hits you the wrong way a little bit. I don't know
instead
exactly
of saying
what
that,
it
how about
is.
just saying they're kind of becoming an endangered species? That's
Something
it.
like that. Yeah, we don't need to go.
like-
But from Darwin's point of view, like
it is very like... I would liken it to AC versus Thaco, of like, yeah, I suppose it works, but like, holy hell, that's backward.
Fair. This might be a Western thing as well. A lot of manga makes sure to have the hero interact and gain favor with the townsfolk. That is true.
Yes.
Like I was saying, like a lot of like fiction, at least for fantasy fiction, does kind of start with the common man a lot of the time. Like you are talking with these townspeople, or at least you're seeing them talk to the townspeople a lot of the time, just because they're the ones that are around before like the actual quest begins, whatever the great quest is, So I don't know.
I mean, hell, even in something like Shield Hero, where Isekai and it's like, oh, you're the legendary hero, blah blah blah. They start out learning about their mission from the king and shit, but then after that, they're dealing with nothing but townspeople, effectively.
Yeah.
At least until they come to like serious moments, but yeah, like 90% of it is dealing with people, not king's aides and shit.
And like
one of my favorite.
Oh, sorry, go on.
Oh, go on.
No.
One of my favorite parts about the Witcher series has always been the amount of interactions that Geralt has with just like common folk.
Yeah, dude. 100%.
I never played The Witcher, but that was one of my favorite parts of the Witcher quest in Monster Hunter World, where you had to go around and like talk to the people in the area and learn more about the what's it called that you were fighting, the tree boy.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
The treant.
Yeah.
What the fuck was it called? Leshen, that's it.
Leshen, yeah.
Leshen.
Because you had to learn about it, and you were talking to people. It's like, oh my god, it killed my fucking sacred, or what the fuck ever. Or no, it killed my like lizard thing. I don't remember what the fuck. It's been years since I played World.
Yeah, no, I remember that entirely, and doing that and going, ooh, yeah, nice.
Yeah, it's like, ooh, I like this. And I even asked Aiden, it's like, yo, is this what The Witcher is like? Because this is fucking sweet.
Yeah, and it super is. Like, Witcher 3, you talk to every person, really. Like, it doesn't matter who they are, because everybody could pay you, first off.
Ooh.
Like, it's that thing of, like, well, you need to make money, and being, specialized means that you have the ability to do work for people that they might find either unsavory or they just want done, or it's too dangerous or something, right? So it's like, you take what you can get, really, a lot of the time. Though you do have that prestige of being a Witcher, and you do have the hatred of being a Witcher, right? Because some people don't trust.
I coincidentally have been starting a Witcher 3 playthrough recently. Because I was like, oh man, dude, I just want to like interact as the hero with like some dude outside a hut.
Yep.
Be like, hey, let me find your frying pan for you.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah. It's honestly great. And like, I think that at least what we tend to move towards is because of like all these stories, right? where we tend to move towards the bigger and the all this kind of stuff, like, just because that's kind of how the levels make you feel like you need to go, right?
Mm-hmm.
With something like, Vampire, or something like Call of Cthulhu, any of these more static things that don't have that progression that is that crazy, it feels like you can still just go into a town and still have so much shit happen, and it's all consequential because you're not like more powerful than, you're better than somebody at something, but they could still be better than you at everything else.
Yes.
Right?
And I mean, hell, you can another one that you could use as another anime example. Think like Goblin Slayer, where John Goblin is like, he's the Doom guy, but he only fucks up goblins, and so he's really strong, but he's still dealing with like low level shit and normal people,
right?
Despite being as strong as he is. So even in something like D&D, you can actually still kind of make that work.
You can, absolutely. And like that's the thing, I guess, with like creating your own custom adventures and stuff, right? Where you keep it more localized, you keep it so that it isn't, you're going against the existential dread of, you know, world-ending events all the time, you know, and like they could still get to that point, but like you can still be localized to like a city, right?
Yes.
But
I mean, hell, there's a world end. You can have a world-ending event specifically in one city,
exactly,
when you're still dealing with people. Perfect example: Majora's Mask.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is all dealing with little people, but there's still an end of the world scenario going on.
100%. And like, but the thing that the levels do, at least in my mind, is like, well, they want to use their like big powers, right? You don't want to be around people to like summon a meteor swarm, you know?
It's true.
Like that's the thing, right? Because like you don't want to be fucking what, Superman in Man of Steel, where you just destroy the entire city and everybody in it, right? Like, because you just got to fight one guy. It's like, oh, you're not even gonna try to get him out of here,
shit.
you know? But you know, that whole different thing. But like, so like you do need to like get them out of the danger zone that they create themselves, so that the people don't die necessarily, right? If something comes to the town, obviously you have to do what you have to do, but like you usually have them go away from it so that they aren't just absolutely destroying the people they're trying to save. So and that could be part of it, obviously, if you make your own thing, and it's like, well, right? Actually setting big fights in a city you want to protect is an interesting limitation. Yes, absolutely it is. 100%, and I would highly recommend doing it just to see what your characters do, right?
Especially if it's not just a town that they're in and trying to protect, it's also their home.
Exactly.
Like,
right?
It's where they have their base or something.
Yeah, they have to limit themselves enough so that they don't fuck up the place that they know, the place that they want to protect. It's a great kind of concept, and we don't get that as much with like the adventures that we see, the popular kind of adventures, at least from what I have gathered.
Yeah, like, come to think of it, even in personal experience with like things going wrong in the city and you need to be able to like overcome, I threw a false hydra at my players in the city, and I had them like rolling off against like hundreds of people, but I just kind of went, I leaned into more power fantasy of it, of like, you're all like level 5 at this point, you will be cleaving through people,
right?
But like it would be interesting to go from the other approach of like, oh hey, let's not nuke the area where we live.
Yeah. Which makes me realize that not even Pathfinder has enough investigation rules or tips. That's fair. Yeah. It's one of those things where the Pathfinder and D&D are focused on that epic fantasy, right? They expect you to be on a quest to get out of there and go and do something grand, right? And like there's nothing wrong with that, but that is what the trajectory is, right? At least for what it wants you to do. with like creating these encounters and your CR tables of all these monsters, right? You're not going to necessarily see most of them in a city, right? So like you kind of have to get them out of there.
Yeah.
You you do want to get the support of the common people for when you overthrow the king. True. Maybe not so much in Pathfinder 1, but I know those modes in Pathfinder 2e are meant to make those skills, especially if you're investigating or trying to go gather intel, important. Just some people ignore them. That's fair. Yeah. It is one of those things, right? You have to tailor the experience if you want something specific, and it's harder to do that when the system itself doesn't necessarily allow it raw. Yeah. So you have to kind of make it. Obviously, with what you're saying with Pathfinder, they have more. And in like D&D, you can do that with like skill challenges and utilizing skills differently, you know, with different stats and such potentially. And like there are ways to do it. It's just, as said, raw D&D at least is less incentivized on you doing things like that and more incentivized in you doing the grand adventure.
Yeah.
The commoner has lost its place in D&D, why it matters, and what it reveals about the game's shifting priorities. Please be assured, this is not a nostalgic lament, but a strategic critique. What happens to a fantasy world, maybe even a fantasy role-playing game, when its foundation, the people who live and work in it, is forgotten? In early versions of Dungeons & Dragons, the commoner supported a tone of a functioning world of villages, trades, and basically the mundane. Often referred to as the normal human, other races are available. They were a default non-player character that did not progress with experience points. They had 1 hit dice, no special abilities, and a poor armor class. Because of this, monsters
it would be a single hit die. Thank you. Moving on.
Terrifying to the general populace, which was filled with commoners. A goblin was dangerous not because it was optimized, but because it could kill a farmer, and delight in doing so. A dragon was a hugely disruptive force, because it could quite easily destroy a town, and therefore livelihoods. The scale of threat was calibrated against the common people. Why? Well, so that they would seek bold and eccentric adventurers, stupid enough to face these challenges, whilst they went back to tending their fields in blissful ignorance.
Now, that is a very good point. I hadn't ever really considered that most dangers are effectively, or at least used to be, measured against just regular people. Like, this is dangerous to a normal person.
I would assume that you could see that what they're doing, at least with the grand stuff, is still that, but the common people seem to be more and more capable in current editions. Mostly because of like, you know, wizards that live there. Like they have these protectors of some sort. It's not just these common folk anymore, you know? And to be fair, there's probably wizards and stuff inside of these older games, like adventures and such.
Yeah.
So like they would be there to help. Would they succeed? Not necessarily, because they aren't.
Yeah, not necessarily alone.
Yeah, they aren't necessarily like being. Their goal is not necessarily to go against this threat that they might not even know about, right? So like, I assume that he's going to go that way of like, well, now everything is like more of a cosmic scale or something like that, right? Like it's the what is it called?
They introduced the multiverse and the Marvel multiverse into D&D,
right? But
it's in Legos.
Oh, Jesus Christ. But you get what I mean. Like, I feel like that's where he's going with it. But like, I'm wondering about the proportion of like the actual adventures towards these actual people, or the ones that are more so like in something like hell. It's like, well, yeah, you're in hell, right? Like, nobody in the outer, like in the material plane is going to get affected by that necessarily, right?
Yeah.
You go to space in the astral plane, you're probably fine, you know, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like I don't know, it's still, everything is still going to be a threat to the people. That's just kind of assumed is the thing, right? You can't really You can't really go and say there's a lich and say, people will be fine.
Yeah.
You know? So like I don't know if we're gonna go there, but like I don't know how that could be a point against what's currently going on. So I would need something a little bit more substantial. But again, I don't know if he's going there.
This framing made adventurers exceptional. A first level fighter was a cut above the average soldier. This is why in early editions they came with the title of veteran. A 5th level cleric might even be a regionally recognised figure. A 9th level wizard was a force to be reckoned with, that even the ruling class found fearful. The world had credibility because, despite all the power of adventurers and the monsters that inhabited the world, the majority of the world's populace were just commoners, going about their business with very little in the way of magic to help. The scarcity of adventurers lent weight to their exceptionalism. They were not common. The average low-skilled labourer was. This way, the presence and relevance of commoners gave the world stakes. When a village was threatened, it mattered. When a kingdom fell, it wasn't just a map change, it was a loss of all the relationships had with its people. The commoner was the narrative gravity that kept the game world grounded. Without a close relationship with the common people, a campaign drifted and lost purpose by being separated from the world it inhabited. Sure, an adventure might take characters into extraplanar lands, but the core reason usually stood on the shoulders of the relationship with the campaign world up to then.
Exactly.
When 3rd edition came along in the year 2000, the mechanics of Dungeons & Dragons was changed entirely. It was the D20 system, and it shifted D&D from a game of rulings to a game of rules. The commoner became a formal NPC class, with the potential to even be 20th level.
Yeah, but like they couldn't. Yeah, it's true. They can't do shit though.
That would be hilarious, dude.
Yeah.
Could you imagine going into a town and it's like full of level 20 commoners?
Yeah. Well, like
that'd be fucking hilarious.
They all get 2 attacks at +10, +5.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, these are some tough motherfuckers.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Dude.
A level 20th
You're walking
commoner.
into a village of pillarmen.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Well, so it's just one of those things. Like a level 20th commoner just becomes like a level 1 warrior, at least that equivalent, right?
That's hilarious.
I don't remember exactly what the split was, but they don't have proficiencies. They don't have anything else. They have a stat block of they have these base attack bonuses and fortitude saves, right? And maybe HP.
Yeah.
That's it. They don't.
But they had like no abilities.
Yeah, no, they're just a person. So like because
that's so funny though.
Yeah, oh yeah, you could run an adventure of being all just regular people. There was stuff for like tradespeople, there was stuff for an actual guard. Like there was a bunch of stuff, right?
That's cool.
Yeah, you could do it so that it is something so low scale in terms of like magic and power that you could make it so that it is like one of those kinds of adventures of this is like the city walk is like now needing to deal with something internally.
Yeah, it's like the classic Bethesda game rat killing quest at the beginning of every fucking Fighters Guild.
Yeah. Exactly. So like you could go and take care of that, and those 2 rats, they could fuck you up maybe, you know?
They could because they're big.
Because they're big fucking rats, dude.
Yeah, dude, they're
just
like
rats.
a guy. I don't want to fight a fucking dude. I don't want to fight a wolf rat. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, no, that's
I think
fucking
they're cool,
scary.
but I don't want to fight one.
Yeah. Plus 10 BAB is high though. Yeah, oh, absolutely. They might be able to hit at 20th level if they get there.
Really funny,
right? Like
they'll be able to hit you and do a whole 3 damage.
Yeah, exactly.
Ow.
Right?
Ow.
Oh boy. Ay. Oh, ouchie.
They may even actually have a +3 in strength, so actually it would deal 6 damage.
Yeah, they could. Yeah. At that point, it's like, well, you know, welcome to JoJo Land.
That's an actual pillar man.
That's a short sword at that point.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, Jesus.
Look at bartenders in D&D. They had to become more powerful to stop adventurers from just murder hoboing their way through. True. I don't think they consider anyone of a magical nature, no matter how low level a commoner. Yeah, no, that's true. You're right. But that's the thing. I'm just talking about the situation around the common people that seem to be in the newer stuff, right? The situation around them is a lot more defined so that they can at least be like, well, so like beholders exist, and like there are people in towns so that the beholders don't necessarily like decimate the place immediately. You know,
yeah, we can't be having that. We decided.
Yes, exactly. So, but like, with this, it's like, oh, they statted it out, and it's like, okay, you better have more than this, man. They statted out literally everything. That was 3.
1d4 hit dice and proficient in a single simple weapon.
Oh, well, there you go.
In my opinion, it was a bit of a mechanical joke. A kind of perverse use of the build system to demonstrate the abilities of one commoner over another. Where previously a Dungeon Master would just let the players know whether an interaction with some commoners yielded what they wanted, the game's design philosophy moved towards optimization, and the commoner became the anti-build, a way of codifying mundane tasks and potentially restricting the availability of help to adventurers because a group of commoners didn't have a particular kind of skill. And I think most Dungeon Masters listening would have moved those goalposts anyway, whatever the build said, just to keep the game going.
Yes.
In other words, the point of this system for commoners was basically meaningless, unless you wanted to rigidly stick to what NPCs you have built and let the game stall. As a result of this kind of game design, campaign worlds began to reflect this shift. Monsters gained templates, feats, and scaling abilities, and what were mundane NPCs, such as farmers and blacksmiths, were statted in the same way as adventurers. Thankfully, this kind of build for commoners was not quite the same by the time we reached 4th edition, although that did...
Well, so, like, what... So because they were statted, it changed how we created adventures, I guess, or interactions and stuff. And we had to ignore the rules to make it so that our things would work.
Yeah, I disagree. If that's what he's saying.
If that's what he's going with, which I'm like, so the commoner like stat block did not necessarily need to define every single person, you know?
Yeah.
Like I get that you could say, well, you could say that this is the commoner stat block, every commoner has this. And it's like, yes, to a degree, but that doesn't mean that they can't know how to farm or they can't know how to tailor. Like those are not built-in stat block things.
Yeah, fucking trade skills have nothing to do with numbers. Come on.
Not usually, right? The skills inside of 3 were not necessarily like, yeah, you had craft and all of that kind of stuff as like skills that you could take. But I feel like you could, like, their quote unquote class being like craftsmen meant that they had that, you know? I mean, it's easy enough to rationalize it, I guess.
Yeah.
The vibe I get from Beck Me Berserker is that they don't know that they can give their commoners a loot proficiency.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Which is like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what we're going for here. And now we're gonna go into 4th, and I'm excited for this. Whoa. This is a level 2 minion of human rabble, and I'm immediately like, yeah, that's a mob.
Yeah.
Like, the whole point of this is to be a mob of angry peasants. Like, it's not for, like, an individual person or anything like that. Yeah, you could stat it out if you want to, I guess, but, like,
yeah, like,
okay. You would get to be a 20th level commoner if you fought a lot but never took any training. True. You're just in so many bar fights.
Yeah, dude. Could you imagine? Like, again, the Pillar Men, they just fucking get in bar fights, go home. It's like, next time, it's same time tomorrow? Yup. And then after like a month, they're all doing Pillar Man poses.
Yeah,
amazing.
Exactly. Yeah. They literally travel town to town to get into bar fights everywhere. Like,
hell yeah. Bring me your strongest commoner.
Exactly, dude. Who is your strongest here, and we will fight them.
I'm gonna fight him. I'm gonna punch him.
We just basically made the fucking wrestling federation.
Yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
I think that's all that is, right?
Yeah. I love it.
Now I want a level 20 commoner, webcomic / manga, no skills, no technique, not magic, just raw man. Yes.
Yeah, dude. It'd be great. Like, that would be a fun
it would be interesting
campaign to run.
Because it's one of those things where it's just that the novelty is that you are just a person. And that's like that's the thing of like so many different TTRPGs where you are just a person. Fucking go, you know? Like, you could die if you
Good
get
luck,
shot.
motherfucker.
Oof.
Yeah. And then just have like a stack of new character sheets.
Yeah.
Or draw a single dry erase one.
Yeah.
That'd be way easier.
It would be.
Include the concept of minions and rabble and lackeys, and I believe there was no universal non-combatant commoner stat block, but please let me know if I got that wrong. 5th edition.
Boo, what did they call like these standard like jobber mook enemies in D&D 4e?
Minions.
Minions.
Minions were the ones that had 1 hit point, attacks never missed. AoE attacks never missed. They dealt full damage, like a normal level of damage, but they all had 1 hit point.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Because I am seeing human rabble.
Yes.
There was no universal
minion.
non-combatant commoner.
Yep. So
Oh,
you
yeah.
see there, HP 1, a missed attack never damages a minion. They have the same AC, Fortitude, Reflex, and you can see the club is still doing 12 versus AC 6 damage, so it's doing normal damage at that level because it's level 7.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's just an instant.
stat
It's an
block.
instant jib.
But
Gotcha. I don't know why I assumed that he was showing like the 1E playbook or handbook, whatever. And I was about ready to be like, oh well, it looks like Watsy like had the idea of minions, but like it's not criticized in 1E, but it's criticized in 4E. Interesting.
I wish.
Yeah.
But then it turns out it's from 4E.
Yeah, for sure.
please let me know if I got that wrong. 5th edition did thankfully move away from this build approach and include a basic commoner stat block in its monster manual, reminiscent of early editions, a kind of return to the normal everyday person that made up most of the world, and that was a good thing. However, the system has also doubled down on the trend for powerful builds and high fantasy. What this has meant for characters and their adversaries is that they are incredibly powerful, even at low levels. So the idea of a village full of mundane commoners in a world of prolific spellcasters, energy-resistant characters, and half-dragon, half-demon bards with a touch of moonshade starts to look strange. This has resulted in almost every character being special. Backgrounds, once a sharing of storytelling load between the DM and the player, has become factory-style templates granting mechanics.
Okay, well, so like, yeah, you get so that you fit the background to your character for whatever you've come up with for their background. Like, yeah, it is mechanically now a thing, but like that's just so that you can continue to have like all of these different assets and abilities because it is a world that has all of these crazy shit. All of this crazy shit is there. And the fact that the commoners still exist does not necessarily mean that it's like it doesn't coincide with it. Like it's not the juxtaposition is that the common people still need to exist because who else is going to do a bunch of stuff? Now, I will grant you that, as we've said in our discussion about magic, yeah, magic should be a hell of a lot more prolific. But like they don't do that, and it's stupid, right? Like I am fully. I will always sing Eberron's praises because it shows you these common people who do have like prestidigitation and shit because they are getting these little things, these little easy cantrips to get and learn because anybody could fucking learn it, and like using them to do their commoner work to make it so that they are more efficient doing their commoner thing. But they have that disproportionate, or not disproportionate, but they had to make a world-changing event to make it so that it was like, well, so this is a thing, everybody has this, but people aren't as, like, super big on it because when this big fucking explosion happened of magic, people got a little like, oh, don't know if we want to, like, do this big war, because nobody knows what happened. And if they go too far down the magic tree, basically, maybe it could happen again by accident. Who knows? As well as, like, if they do too much war and stuff, maybe somebody will innovate to the point of creating another fucking nuclear bomb that forever changes the landscape again, right? So I at least agree to a point of like 5e, at least for Faerun and like official stuff in that setting, does not seem to give a shit about like what their anything implies. And so like the common people are a lot less safe, I guess. I don't know what the word is that I'm looking for, but like they're a lot they should be a lot more prepared, I guess is the way I will phrase it. Whereas it doesn't really feel that way until you get into stuff like Waterdeep, right? Like that adventure and all of that. Like the city itself seems like everybody fucking has like 30 different magic items. And it's like what? Whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
So like it's inconsistent is the problem, I feel. Though again, we don't see many like Faerun things. I didn't look at anything about the new adventure that was from last year, the Faerun Adventures or whatever the fuck, because nobody liked that apparently. And most of the time the other stuff is like either standalone or outside of Faerun or like something that doesn't really show like a village that's in Faerun, you know? At least to my knowledge.
I wish D&D would leave Faerun. Like,
well,
can we go anywhere else, please?
I wish they would just innovate.
Like just a new material world, I mean.
I wish they would just innovate on it. That's all. You know? Like, just make it so that it is actually unique, I guess. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey, my mom
for like what, 10 fucking years more.
Yeah. Hey, my mom says I'm special. My character should be too. That's right.
Yeah.
They do actually get proficiency with one simple weapon in 3.5. Yes, yeah, I saw that. Yeah. The D&D system is always assumed that PCs are exceptional. Yes, exactly. So yes, like the I don't know, the claim of like, well, now they're going too far with it. It's like I don't know. I feel like everything is still exceptional. Nothing feels the same if you actually like utilize the characters. It's not like and this is weird that this comes from this kind of criticism where like I would expect it for something like 4E. You know, like, because that was the criticism of like everybody had powers, so everybody felt the same. And it's like, well, now in 5e, everybody is still, I mean, everybody felt the same before, but everybody feels, I'm sorry,
even more same.
Everybody was unique before, but now everybody is unique still. They just have more stuff. That's all.
Yes.
It's like,
yeah, it's kind of a weird gripe to have.
Yeah.
Does anyone else remember Syndrome in The Incredibles saying when everyone's special, no one will be?
Yeah, when everybody's super, no one will be. God.
That was it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Sorry. Fake fan exposed.
That's right.
Fake fan. God.
But yeah, like if that was the case and like the common people felt like they were as good as a person that is playing a player character, it's like, well, yeah, I would agree with you. But, like, the only time where I feel like that's the case is for special NPCs. And it's like, well, they are made specifically so that they are, like, a staple within a community somewhere that is like, oh, yeah, okay, they're just here, you know? It's like, there's a local wizard who is researching always in his fucking place down the road. He's just there. Is he great? No. But he's here. So, like, if something happens, maybe we can at least say, hey, man, could you help us?
Yeah.
Right? Like, but like, other than that, I don't see anything feeling the same, like, at all. In terms of like the world and these people. Not just current D&D, we've unfortunately grown gaming-wise, where we expect to be gods for the stat, from the start, especially with isekai superheroes and excess in society. So that's, I guess so, to a degree. I don't know. I don't know. It is one of those things where I'm just happy to be like a farmer in a game, you know? Like, it doesn't fucking matter to me, but I know I'm not everybody, so.
Yeah. I don't mind starting out as a farmer, but I definitely do want to progress to something at least.
Sure.
Maybe a rancher.
Yeah, exactly, dude, right? I did love the campaign supplements set in Magic the Gathering worlds. Wish they did more. Oh yeah, like the Strixhaven and all that, right? Yeah, I don't know.
Benefits. So one has to ask, how are the common people expected to survive and operate in a world like this? When the majority of creatures are akin to superheroes and supervillains, what is the place of the commoner in society?
Okay, so
When
now
it comes
that I disagree with. Like, I think it's pretty well understood that a lot of the times powerful monsters just aren't usually the type to be in places where common people go. I mean, hell, powerful monsters are well known in D&D, not just by the players, but also by the people that live in the world. So it doesn't really make any sense for a commoner to go out into the fucking ogre-infested woods and be like, oh boy, I can't wait to have a picnic out here.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
And the things that are common are the ones that, that are like tropes. Like, oh, there's like an orc raid, or there's a goblin raid, or, there's a pack of wolves.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I disagree with that. A lot of the times, the more dangerous monsters, like fucking dragons. I don't know. Dragons live in fucking volcanoes or in mountains.
Yeah.
They like their privacy.
Yeah, exactly.
For as destructive as they can be. I disagree.
Oh, I live 3 doors down from Throgmaw, the Devourer of Worlds.
That would be very funny, ironically.
Yeah.
Or honestly.
Yeah. No, it's one of those.
He's pretty chill.
It is absolutely one of those things because, like, exactly, Draco Kraken. Powerful, intelligent monsters know that messing with large cities attracts attention. Absolutely. Yes. That's the thing. Like, there is a balance here because, like you were saying, it's not even just that they know, it's even like folk shit, right? Of like, oh, if you go into the woods, you will get taken away by hags because they want to eat you. And it's like, whoa, and like no hags have ever lived in those woods. Right? Yeah. But it's that superstition because they are not those people who are exceptional, right? The people who are exceptional that go out there and come back, they go, whoa, you brought like all of these weird things because you went out there. And then it's like, yeah, and you can go out there too, citizen. And it's like, well,
you can go out there too, bitch, and do it.
So it's like one of those things where it's like once they get that drive, as humanity has shown us that we do, and so you can kind of template that onto the people of your world. It's like, well, once they stop being so fucking scared of everything and they know that as humans / just people in general, when they band together, you can destroy pretty much anything.
Yeah, I mean, like, you can almost think of humans in fantasy worlds. Think of them kind of like an anthill.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
Most large animals, like let's say a cat. A cat versus an ant. A single ant is fucked.
Yeah.
But if a cat fucking dives headlong into an anthill, it's gonna really fucking regret that decision.
Yeah, exactly. So, like,
even we do, and we're like what 10,000 times the size of an ant, if not more so.
Exactly. Right? Like, some things are way more destructive than others and all that kind of stuff when they're all together, right? So, I don't know.
Monsters that are smart enough to know that.
Yeah, and you just keep away from those things, right? Like, that's
that's
self-preservation.
Why dragons don't. Yes, and you can also have it where, I mean, hell, let's talk about dragons. Dragons are pretty much the most destructive thing on the material plane.
Yeah.
It almost bar none.
Yeah.
And they are some of the smartest creatures on the planet. But they don't just go and attack humanity because there is both the whole, if I destroy the town, I'm painting a target on my back for, kingdoms and heroes to come and seek me out and kill me because I did some shit. They're also going to be like, well, there's not much point in burning down my own house and like torching my own food supply.
Yes.
The humans that are farming these cattle are providing me with a good deal of food. And all I got to do is swoop in and steal a few cows every now and then, and they don't fuck with me. Okay, I see this as a complete win.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like, and I get it also doesn't make sense when over 50% of the population is superpowered, like My Hero Academia. Like, so yeah, exactly. So if that was the case in the world, then sure, I can see that. But like, this is the thing, right? I know that it really depends on your setting, right? What you make for your custom worlds, you make that so that it's proportional. You make it so that it works well enough so that when you're running things, you're good, right? Like, you don't have to worry about people going, why is there, like, Zod the Destroyer over there who lives on top of the mountain that I can see? He's, like, over there. And then there's also Grodd the Destroyer who's over there. And then there's Todd the Destroyer who's over there.
God damn it.
And it's like, and they're all like, if they even just like blinked at us, we would all be dead. What are we doing? You know, like, yeah, if you're doing shit like that, it's like, well, what are we doing here?
Yeah, what are you doing?
But like,
baboon.
a lot of the times with these, the worlds that you've set up, at least, you know, I can't speak to a lot of adventures, but like, some of the ones that I know of, like Curse of Strahd, I will always go to this one because I know it well enough. Strahd is, he's in Barovia. It's a different place, right? It's a different zone of the material world and such, technically. But like, he's like the most powerful thing there. Aside from the Dark Powers, but the Dark Powers don't like want to like destroy humanity. They're just like,
yeah, there's like, and that's it.
I'm just gonna keep fucking with this guy forever. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway,
dude, I have literally nothing better to do.
I, in fact, don't want to do anything different.
Yes.
But like, you've got like Strahd, who's like the guy. He's the most powerful thing, and then you have all of the common people around in Barovia, and then you have like these other specific places. Now, I know Mordenkainen is in there now for some reason, but like, he's like crazy, and you have to like make him not crazy anymore so that you can actually recruit him. And like, all of these like more exceptional NPCs that you can get, they're there to help you against Strahd, but they aren't able to do it alone, or they have something completely, you know, that's going on with them. And you have like the werewolf hordes in the trees and stuff, but they're also like subservient because of things. And like, there's all of these different things, but at the end of the day, Strahd doesn't want to kill everybody in Barovia because that's one, his food source, and two, he's got some shit that he's doing with them to enslave them and shit. As well as like, everybody else also knows like the werewolves and shit. They don't want to kill the people in Barovia because they need to have them survive to like feed them and all this kind of other stuff, right? Like, I mean, and if they anger Strahd by killing all of them, like, you just have to put in these contingencies, right?
Yeah.
Now, what I don't know is if, I mean, for me, Waterdeep is a bit much. Remembering Dragon Heist or whatever the hell, I don't remember what it's called, but Waterdeep, the books thing that feels so much more kitchen sink than anything else that I've ever like looked at. I go like, oh, that's like 30 different things that are like way strong and shit. There's so many dragons in here? What's going on? And like, to a degree, sure, you have like many different dragons and not all of them are bad. So it's like, oh, okay, sure, whatever. But like, it feels like there's a lot there that I'm like questioning it, but I'd have to look into it further to give you like a more definite thing. It just feels off to me, right? I would love to look at more official adventures and go, how does this really stack up? You know, in terms of like, not necessarily purely realism, but at least believability, right?
Yeah.
That's what I need. I need believability and internal consistency. Anyway. There is a reason humans are a horde army in 40k. True.
Exactly.
Hey Pizza Funk, how you doing? Also, if Strahd kills everyone in Barovia, how's Tatiana supposed to reincarnate? Yes, exactly. That was also part of it. Isn't the point of Waterdeep like underground kingpins and crime balancing itself out? Yeah, probably. I don't remember. It just felt like everything was around, and I was like, huh. It doesn't feel underground at all to me, at least. I don't know. At least from what I gathered from that book, it could be that Waterdeep itself is set up in a way that's better. From the Lords of Waterdeep board game, I can tell you that.
Hey.
Yeah, I can tell you that is pretty sick. And, like, it makes me go, look at all these different factions. None of them are ruled by a dragon. You do technically have, like, I think, one beholder, but he doesn't give a shit to, like, that point of, like, killing everybody, so it's cool. You know?
Yeah.
Because beholders are smart, usually, and insane, but whatever, you know?
Yeah, they are smart. They may be insane, but they are still smart. It's kind of like the Joker.
Yeah. Exactly. Anyway.
2 playable races, they now come with innate powers, and classes are front-loaded with features that don't have to be earned. Take the folk hero background for instance. Even the name makes it obvious that there's someone special, even before the story has begun. The immediate premise is that of a chosen one. I think Harry Potter would be a good example of being a folk hero at the beginning of a story. And as with all background templates, the game assumes that the player character is exceptional, well before they get the dumb idea to sally forth into some cave that anyone else with good sense stays away from.
Yeah, he was. So first off, yeah, the background is there for you to say that you were exceptional for your community, your small community, because you're a folk hero. And it even says you, like, killed a bear.
Yeah.
You know?
It wasn't much.
It's not supposed to be this grand thing that is like, oh, you're meant for greatness, Harry. No, it's literally, hey, there was a bear. It was eating all our food and sometimes killing people, and you maybe even took a group of people with you and led them to kill the bear. So that everybody would be safe in your little community.
Yeah. like being a folk hero doesn't imply, like, a ridiculous achievement.
Exactly. If your character wasn't special in some way, then why are you the one going to fight rather than the farmer? Exactly.
That's another point.
Exactly. So, like, it's not a bad thing.
So I would actually push back on this idea of a folk hero necessarily being, like, something cool.
Oh, it doesn't
Like,
even have to be that. Yeah.
You killed a bear. It can be something lame too. Like, you're really good at darts, and John's just, like, scary good at darts, and everyone whispers your name in hushed tones.
Yeah, and I mean, it could be you can extrapolate that and be like, oh man, he's really good at darts, and he won the kingdom's, like, dart championship and put our village on the map.
Yeah. Sure.
It's like Michael Jackson living in wherever the fuck he lived. Or being born wherever the fuck he was born.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I mean.
I get what you mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Exactly. Like, it's something that is not, it makes you stand out, but it's not something that is crazy. Folk hero Gaston. Exactly.
Hell yeah.
Yes, he was a folk hero.
He's a folk hero because he's so handsome.
He's so handsome, and he shot a bunch of things that one time.
He did. He did do that.
He did kill, like, so many animals. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally being a big game hunter. Yeah. And literally being a big game hunter makes you a folk hero because you've killed every single, like, common animal that's around.
Yeah, I mean, like, and you go to his house and you got, like, fucking heads mounted everywhere.
Yeah, stuffed shit everywhere. It's like, whoa.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
You killed all this shit?
That means that you're pretty good at killing all this shit. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for you. Happy for you.
Good job, kid.
The idea of rising from obscurity has become undesirable. Achievement without effort has become the norm. All of this creates...
That's not so... Okay. Okay. All right, we already explained
Maybe verbatim from the books.
It doesn't, like, again, okay. Let me read exactly what fucking Folk Hero says, because this is... 5e players handbook. Because I'll be honest, I don't remember what it says, but here we go.
We're gonna find out.
We're gonna fucking find out. So, these are races. It's after races, I think. No, that's classes. Is it after classes? Jesus, there's so many fucking classes I forgot. Yeah, personality and background. Okay, here we go. So on page, it's guild membership, noble. Oh wait, F is before all of these. Idiot. Folk hero. Okay. So actually, can I show this? 2 seconds. All right. So this is the folk hero. It's on page 131 of your player's handbook. It says, you come from a humble social rank, but you are destined for so much more. Well, fair. Because you're supposed to be an exceptional person, first off. But anyway. Already, the people of your home village regard you as their champion, and your destiny calls you to stand against the tyrants and monsters that threaten the common folk everywhere. Interesting. I don't remember this being the text.
Yeah, I thought it would. I actually remember the bear thing, too.
I don't recall it coming with animal handling.
I don't recall that either.
Huh. That's odd.
Yeah, okay. Suggested characters, one for the common people, for better or for worse. Look on their humble origins as a virtue, not a shortcoming, and their home communities remain very important to them. Nice. Oh, defining event. Here we go. You previously pursued a simple profession among the peasantry, perhaps as a farmer, miner, servant, shepherd, woodcutter, or gravedigger, but something happened that set you on a different path and marked you for greater things. Choose a randomly or determine a defining event that marked you as a hero of the people. Stood up against a tyrant's agents. So you stood up against some people for doing something. Okay. Saved people during a natural disaster. Sure.
Okay, yeah.
I stood alone against a terrible monster. That's very, you could change that easily. Like, terrible monster could be anything.
Yeah.
I stole from a corrupt merchant to help the poor. That's incredibly, like, simple.
Yeah.
I led a militia to fight off an invading army. Militia, yeah, usually a smaller band of people. And it could be a bunch of commoners that did that, right?
That's, I mean, pretty much that's exactly what it would be.
Exactly. I broke into a tyrant's castle and stole weapons to arm the people. Again, not something that's incredible. I trained the peasantry to use farm implements as weapons against the tyrant soldiers. There you go.
Okay.
A lord rescinded an unpopular decree after I led a symbolic act of protest against it, I assume. Or protect, it says, but I assume it's protest.
Probably protest.
A celestial fae or similar creature gave me a blessing or revealed my secret origin. Well, there's one that's a little,
yeah, that's
more fantastical.
Yeah.
But, like, it's fine to have something like that if you want that. That's okay.
Yeah.
Recruited,
no, it's not.
Right, exactly. Recruited, but it's every single one of these, apparently, so whatever.
It's true, yeah.
Recruited into a lord's army, I rose to leadership and was commended for my heroism. There you go. Just a guy who got real good in an army, Yeah, and destined for greatness doesn't mean you've already achieved greatness. Exactly.
Yeah.
For Gaston. I also hear he has big feet, and you know what that means? Big brain. That's right. Good reference. So yeah, I mean, so it is a little bit more fantastical in its description, but when you look at the examples are not necessarily all fantastical. They're all very mundane. And even like a fae or something saying, hey man, you're pretty cool, could be pretty mundane. It's like, do you believe that? I don't know. It has driven you to like getting away from your small hometown and becoming this greater being of some sort.
Become a greater being. Leave your hometown.
You know what I mean? But like,
I know. Yeah.
So like, and for that, you can use it to then go into something like a Fae bargained Warlock pact. Like it's just there to give you these like little things to then grab onto and have all of these different examples, right? Achievement without effort sounds like a personal campaign issue, not a system issue. Yes.
Yeah, that is true.
No one spits like Gaston is true. Anyway.
It's a world where everyone is someone. But if everyone is someone, then no one is no one, which means the commoner disappears, not just from being a stat block, but from the story. Since I mentioned Harry Potter, the world of those books is an excellent example of the peripheral use of the commoner, or muggle in that case. A fringe and, let's face it, comical element to a world that, let's face it again, doesn't need them.
Yeah, we don't need to, like, worry about the world building of Harry Potter, okay? It is incredibly flawed. Don't you worry. That's not the thing you need to go to bat for to give your... Like, it doesn't help your points. I'm sorry.
Let's ask a simple question. Who grows the food? In most modern published D&D settings, this question is rarely satisfactorily answered. Cities are vast, magical and self-sustaining. Trade happens, but it's undefined, and food production is hand-waved. Goods appear, but the labour is invisible. The economy is a backdrop of service delivery, not a system dependent on the people of the realm. You only have to look at the difference between the 3rd and 5th edition.
So when Beckme Berserker goes to an inn and orders a chicken for his dinner,
Yeah.
and the DM says like, oh, you know, they bring out the chicken. Does Beckme Berserker go like, no, I need to know the name of the farmer who grew the chickens. I need to know their backstory.
Yeah,
I feel like he's, now that I'm kind of, we're now at this point halfway in the video, I'm pretty sure he's only directing this towards official adventures. But at the same time, I'm like, how important is it for you to know just like exactly what you're saying? Like, I understand, like, the implication is there that the city is working. The common people are there, you know? So it's like, if there's a field outside of the city, and it's got like shit growing in it, like, what am I supposed to think?
Yeah, it's just magically tended by invisible, unseen
servants all day.
Yeah,
it's like, oh yeah, okay, that sounds interesting, actually. Like,
yeah, no, that sounds more interesting.
Like, tell me about...
See a bunch, you know, you're walking through the field and you see a bunch of floating scythes.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, is it ghosts?
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, then it becomes a whole thing. It's like, now, when it becomes relevant, I assume that they go into things that are relevant, but otherwise they go into the high fantasy adventure stuff that is there for you to pull from so that you can create your campaign based around their material, right? Because that's the whole point of these modules, is for you to pick it up, buy it, and then go, I'm going to run this because it has everything I need in it, basically.
Yes.
For D&D, I'm sorry, and I get that it's a bit of a sticking point for you there, BCMI Berserker. But like, they don't need to tell me necessarily that the fields are being tended.
Yeah.
You know, like, I can at least as me, if a player goes, hey, I'm looking across like the city, like walls, I'm up here, and like there are fields out there and stuff, right? Like, what's going on out there? And I go, oh yeah, okay. I can, off the top of my head, go, yeah, they're like farmers in the fields. They're tending to crops. You know, you're seeing some like trade caravans that are coming in from far, like the distance. They'll get here maybe in a few hours or so. I don't know. Like, it really depends, right? And it's like, and then like way off in the distance, do a fucking perception check. Way off in the distance, you see like, there's like a few like little figures that are darting between the trees here and there.
Well, seem to be real sussy.
Seem to be going towards the fields, and it's like, oh, whoa, you know. Or if that's not a part of like the pre-written adventure, maybe I want to put that in there. You know, like I understand that you want it to feel more local to these people, but like the ones that feel that way are like the level 1 to 5 adventures.
Yeah.
Because they do that. Lost Mines of Phandelver is because you have to go to the mine that's near Phandelver. To like do stuff in it, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And like,
makes sense.
You start off you start off at the mine, to be fair, but like they have a whole like thing to like go from level 1 to 10, so I think you can go back to Phandelver and like interact with people, you know?
Yeah.
And then they give you the quests and stuff. I don't know entirely. You can absolutely point me out where I'm wrong about that, but I would imagine that that's the way it goes.
Yeah.
Also, hilarious Sword Coast Adventurer's Guide view, the book that only I have.
Yeah.
Earlier when you were describing the DM like having the party go on their adventure and traveling and whatever.
Yeah.
And you described farmers in the fields. I imagined, what if the party walks by a farm and they see that there's a field, but the DM doesn't mention farmers. Beck Me Berserker's gonna be pissed.
Exactly, right? Like, I don't know, man. It's just one of those things where you just kind of assume that these things are going to be there. I don't know. How much realism do you need, I guess, right? Because, like, I like my realism, but I also can totally just say, oh, there are random people in the field in my head. You know, you don't need to tell me that, right? Faye. Johnny, you're a hero. Johnny, really? Oh boy, off I go. Faye, oh my god, he bought it. Yes. Did Aiden reference Portlandia?
No.
Then no. Having zombies tending to fields would be using zombies correctly. True. Until the zombies unionize. True. They unionize into a hive mind. The Magic the Gathering plane Tharkir had a clan of nobles run by Naga that would cut the top half of zombies to make them walking serving platters. Because the Sultai believe that good help is easier to make than find. That's cool. I like that.
Come to think of it, having zombies work farm fields would be the perfect use for them. As they decay, they would just become fertilizer.
Exactly. Yeah. 100%. This is why I made in my... this is way back. I was doing a 2E campaign, and I made a necromancer who wanted to teach necromancy to the common people so that they could do farm work better. Like, that was his thing. He wanted to teach this to people because he wanted them to have a better life where they could not have to work as hard and utilize the dead. They're not being used. Make a skeleton and they can fucking plow your field and you can make even more fucking food. That's crazy, man. You know, like, anyway.
And 5th edition Forgotten Realms campaign settings to understand how much this has been brushed over in recent years. This is not just a narrative oversight, it's a world-building failure. We're not just talking about trying to get the players excited about the delivery of some ale to an inn, although, I don't know, that can be pretty exciting.
True.
But anyway, having a picture of an economy and political backdrop that ensured the inn would get that delivery of ale, and that the innkeeper won't be going out of business this week, anchors the imagination to something that's familiar. Sure, it's a fantasy world, but it must also be a functioning one. A functioning world requires logistics. Grain must be grown, milled and transported. Iron must be mined, smelted and forged. Roads must be built and maintained. These are not glamorous tasks, but they are essential. Without them, the world collapses, and yet in most D&D campaigns, these systems are hand-waved or replaced by magic. And if it is replaced by magic, then we have replaced the commoner, and so their place in the world is in jeopardy. The rise of magic as a substitute for labour is a key factor in the disappearance of...
Could you imagine? Alright, so the government, I hear, we're sitting in an inn right now.
Yeah.
We're like drinking pints of, whatever fucking disgusting swill they have. I hear that the king has decided to use fucking magic users to like pave roads and shit. Can you believe that? And then as soon as we're done having that conversation, this is in the third person now, like a narration, not me talking. Guards bust into the inn and said, "Hey, you commoners there, you don't have to fucking build roads anymore, so you're worthless and we're gonna exterminate you now."
Right, yeah, exactly.
Like, what the fuck? What does it fucking matter?
Like, so now I understand to a point of like, yeah, so what is the place of a person? at that point, right? Like,
Sure.
if there is no quote-unquote job for the person who can't do crazy magic or anything, like, interesting, then what do they do? And it's like, they go learn how to do magic.
They go learn to do something.
Like, they go learn how to do the magic if they want to keep that job.
Or if they want new jobs.
They want a different job, they get to go and fucking plow the field or stuff. If they don't want to do that, that's fine. They can go and hunt themselves, you know, like, and like try to fend for themselves. They would have to travel away to a different city and stuff. Like, you could have it so there's a mass. You could have it so there's a mass exodus of the common people because they aren't needed in this city anymore. So it's like just nobility, magic users, and fucking like a handful of commoners who are there to tend fields here and there because the magic users don't want to do that. And it's like, well, then it's like, oh, okay. Well, do the common people themselves, like, dislike this, like, change of everything? They are now, like, so worthless to everyone that it's like, well, is there resentment? Is there something building here that maybe, like, something could just set it off, you know? And then it's like, well, then they'll start undermining the government itself and all this kind of stuff. Like, you can make that into something, and I understand that D&D's official settings aren't going to do that because they're there to give you, this is the thing, go and fight the thing. It'll take you a little while to get there, and like the world is going to keep working around you because it's this one thing. And it's like, you can slot it into a bigger campaign to make it so the world itself like makes more sense to you and everything. That's fine. I would like for the world to make sense from the beginning as well, but I also can understand that in these adventures, they could just be the one-off thing. And, like, I can at least suspend my disbelief and go, this functions at least for right now.
Yeah.
Once I do the thing, maybe everything will go to shit. I don't know. But, like, at least right now, the common people are doing their thing, all this kind of shit. That's fine. They figured it out. There's enough people. I don't see anything about unrest. If I want to change the world and like actually make it so that there is this more to it than this just one thing that's going on, I can do that. I have that freedom. That's part of what I get to do with this thing that I now own, you know? This idea that I've been given, I can now iterate and make my own somehow, right? And like, you don't have to do that. That's the thing. That's the beauty of it. You don't have to do that. And you can still make it so that the common people are still like, they're going to be affected by the bad thing. Like, you can
Unfortunate.
you can at least understand that, right? Like, that's all you need. If you want it to just be a decent person helping other people, just understand that what you do is for the net good of everyone, you know? So, like...
Yeah, and, like, let's even go back a little bit just to the wizards making the roads and shit and putting people out of work. The thing is with that, we don't have to go all the way back to it in the video. Sorry, I was just making a discussion. They are effectively going to be like the PhD workers. They're going to be fucking expensive.
Yeah.
So a local government could probably hire like 100 peasants to flatten out a section of road for the same price, or probably even less than a wizard doing it. The wizard would be probably more effective and faster, but it would be cheaper. And if you know anything about organizations and corporations, money trumps everything.
Usually, yeah, exactly. So
if you have an issue with wizards potentially taking our gerbs, make them expensive.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
That also helps with your economy. If you want to have weapons enchanted, well, guess what? Wizard services are expensive.
Yeah.
So, fork it over, bitch.
Yeah, exactly. So, this is how it goes. Damn, Ted. Sorry you lost your job to ChatGPT magic. True.
Yeah.
All those wizards need someone to sew their robes and people to mine rocks to build their towers.
That's very true.
Very true. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, society will go on. That's how it goes. You know? People will have to do labor. Like, And the
Yes.
people that don't want to do the labor will find the other people to do the labor and pay them to do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it goes.
There will always be somebody lazy who will pay someone to do something they don't want to do.
Exactly. So, like, you just, like, I understand that there's, like, more mentions of, well, this is being maintained by magic. Oh, okay. So, like, the people that aren't doing that are probably doing something else, or there's less mouths to feed in the town now.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Good. You know, like, the place works fine. And again, it doesn't take away the fact that those people, even the people who are doing the magic, are going to be affected by the thing, mostly. Whatever it is, right? And again, I don't need to be explicitly told that Sally, little Sally with her doll, is going to die. I don't need to be told that unless you really want me to, like, know that Sally is going to die.
I just got a fucking Mastercraft Giga saddle. Let's go.
Nice, dude. Hell yeah.
Anyway, go on.
So it's one of those things where it's like, how much do you need? I don't need all of that. It is nice to have all of that. It is incredibly nice to see the effort that is put in to maintain and make me think that this world is alive. I think that you should do as much of that as you want to, right? Now, for the Wizards of the Coast fucking shit, you know, adventures and stuff, I just want them to, like, work. That's because at the end of the day, I don't buy them anyway, first off, but I want them to be well-written enough. I want them to be well-written enough that people don't feel like they aren't getting what they're paying for, you know? And with that, it's like, do you need to have this common people thing inside of it for it to be worth your money? That's fine if you say yes, just don't buy it.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, most people are going to then buy it and go, I wanted this for the adventure so I can slot it in or use it. Like, for wholesale, right? And then they change it however they need to, right? Because the idea and all of the hard work is mostly there.
Yes.
All the additional stuff is usually easier to take care of, / it could be more fun to do that stuff than fit around that adventure, right? Again, just don't buy it and don't use it if you don't want to. I'm fine with you criticizing it, absolutely. That is totally fair. But I don't think that this is necessarily, one, a great criticism, and two, entirely necessary as a criticism. Because I don't think it's true, necessarily. If this is the world of Dragon Age, commons upset over magic users taking their jobs trained to become Templars to take back their livelihoods. True. That is true. They do that.
Yeah.
Don't worry, the Black Plague will take care of the commoner surplus. True. True.
The commoner from the stage. Spells like create food and water, fabricate and teleport can bypass entire industries. A high-level wizard can replace a supply chain, a cleric can heal injuries that would sideline a farmer for weeks, and a druid can grow crops in barren soil. Okay, but that's always been the case with Dungeons & Dragons. These spells have been around since almost the very beginning. Well, yes, but critically, it comes down to scale. What used to be a functional backdrop that included remarkable individuals capable of great things has been subverted. In post-3rd edition D&D, we've seen worlds designed with an overwhelming imbalance of the exceptional replacing the functional. I mean, just take a look at this picture illustrating the patrons of the Yawning Portal in Waterdeep. How could a commoner feel safe here? I know that there are some bars you should stay away from, but my god,
there's a
this is a freak show.
Yeah, apparently.
And
like,
nice.
Now, this is the thing. This is what I'm talking about with Waterdeep. Waterdeep makes me go, what is going on? Right? Because, like, I don't know, man. Sure.
Well, the thing is, I don't know, man. It's pretty racist.
Like, it's not even that, right? Like,
I think here's the thing: if you're in kind of a dangerous area, but you're in a bar, you know, maybe you're in a kind of a sketchy kind of part of town, and you're in a bar there.
Sure.
You know, you see some, you know, it's like the Western movie thing,
Yeah.
where people walk in,
ne'er-do-wells.
everybody turns,
Yeah.
they go up to the fucking bar and order a drink, and then everybody kind of chills the fuck out.
Yeah.
I feel like that would that's kind of a universal thing. It doesn't have to be just in movies where you see a dangerous looking guy come in, he orders a fucking milk, and then you just go back to what you're doing.
Yeah, as long as you don't bug him, you're fine. Usually.
Yeah.
No, exactly. That's the thing. No, for this,
I
it's
think
like
that's
I also I'm fine with that, and I'm fine with the idea. It's just like this in conjunction with everything else that I know about, like the Waterdeep thing, like that one book. It makes me go, what is going on with Waterdeep? What am I? What is all of this?
Yeah. What the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, like how is it? How does this work? That's how it makes me question it. Like one place having some of this stuff, sure, whatever. Yeah. But like the whole city is like, I don't know how we keep this okay. But then again, I don't know as much as I should probably, but it just makes me go, I don't know. But yeah, this is modern D&D issue coming from a grognard. I don't know, maybe it's the thing of like, if that is the case, then I'm sorry that you need me to spell out the fact that the world still works fine, like commoners still exist, Yeah. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that, Who's making the wine?
Yeah.
And this kind of front and center presentation of exceptional characters in mundane settings.
Also, isn't this a bad fucking choice? Because the Yawning Portal is supposed to be for the most exceptional, like, adventurers and stuff. Like, yeah, there's a lot of them in this one place. But, like, if they go out there, they're not all going together to do stuff. And, like, if they all are out in the world, that just means that there's a lot of, like, different people that you could meet that, like, are trying to keep the world okay. Like, it doesn't mean that the world itself doesn't, like, that there's a disproportionate amount of people that are exceptional. It just means that the world is kind of fucking dangerous, my guy.
Yeah.
And, like, they want to keep these common people alive? Because they can't fight these things themselves. So, I don't know.
The commoner into the background, into the part of the stage with no lighting. The adventurer is no longer just a hero, they are the infrastructure. The impact on the common people, in terms of not only function but plot and background noise, is that...
Yeah, this place is literally like the Hall of Justice for the heroes in the Justice League. Exactly, August. That's my understanding of this. So, like, yeah.
It's an inn called the Yawning Portal?
Yes.
Ah, okay. Because I had heard of the adventure pack, Tales from the Yawning Portal, but I didn't know that was an inn. I thought it was an actual portal.
Yeah. No, I think inside of it there was like portals or something at that point or something. I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know.
They eventually become redundant and surplus to narrative requirements. Exit stage left. When the baseline of a campaign world is high fantasy, scale becomes meaningless. A dragon destroying a village is no longer a tragedy, it becomes a set piece.
No, it can still definitely be a tragedy.
Why can't it be both?
Yeah, come on.
Like,
it can be both. Yeah, it can be both depending upon which scene you're in.
Yeah. So, okay. If you feel more disillusioned because of what current D&D is, because you aren't seeing so many people in the official setting stuff, then just don't use the official setting stuff.
Yeah, like what?
That's all I can really tell. Or change it so that it is what you want and make Faerun your own.
Yeah.
And that's entirely up to you if you want to do that. And it's absolutely a valid thing to say, I shouldn't have to do that. But, like, at the same time, I don't think that D&D right now is designed in a way that would fit that in terms of high-level stuff. Low-level stuff, you see a lot more of this, of what you want. And while it's not a great point to it, I would tell you that most people stop playing at level 10. All the high-level stuff is just kind of one of those things that people just don't seem to gravitate towards. because it does, and there is something to be said about that, because there's a lot of, there's a lot of people that seem to be getting more disillusioned because of what has been coming out, and because of the fact that they don't need to go past this stuff, and it's not meaning as much for their stories when they go past level 10, because it's like, well, now we have to fight these like fucking huge things, and it's like, I don't know, man, we've kind of lost the core of what we were going for.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's absolutely fair to have. The rest of the stuff is there for when you want more of that kind of like, I'm fighting a god, and that's kind of always been how I felt about D&D. Or not always, but like that, like the high level stuff has always been like, for me at least, that's the epic shit, if you will, like mostly because of the epic handbook from 3.5. But all of that stuff is literally like, yeah, we're at the point of doing this shit that is changing the world like every moment, like, yeah, the campaign, when I got to like level 10, I did a lot of stuff that helped with like maybe a city, or maybe a few like a region, but like after that I might actually be doing shit for the world daily. And it's like that's where it's like, okay, yeah, we can go into that stuff with these later levels. The loss of life is the loss of life regardless of power scale. You don't become numb to it unless you're some murder hobo. Yes. Exactly.
The village didn't matter. The people didn't matter. What matters is the image of heroes armed to the teeth in impractical armour, wielding oversized weapons, charging headlong into a marathon combat session.
And this is another thing of like, this is your attitude towards it. If you're going to go through the adventure and not go back to the town, like you in your game go back to the town and like say, hey everybody, we did it, and like get all the people in front of you, and then go, hey guys, yeah, like you're safe now, and they go, yay, thank you, whoa, and you actually have that human connection as well. It's like, well, okay,
yeah, if you don't do that, then that's on you.
Yeah, I mean, like, if your DM isn't doing that with their games either, it's like, well, you could ask them, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe
like we kind of made some friends along the way. Can I see them?
Yeah,
maybe?
Exactly. So like it really just depends on the game and the situation and the table, dude.
Yeah.
The reasons fall into the background and become secondary to the grind and high fives of victorious adventurers, whilst if you were to permeate the smoke of battle and illustrate that background, you might just catch a glimpse or hear a cry of villagers weeping at the loss of their loved ones, their homes, and their livelihoods. The consequence of this should have ripple effects in the campaign backdrop, because, as heroes, you are there to protect those weaker than you. They should be your reason to keep going, but if the commoner disappears, where does your motivation come from? Emotive scenes like I just described build great campaigns, and it comes from caring for the common people, potentially your own people. You might see a wrong that needs to be righted, those responsible brought to justice. This way a campaign is built on ripple effects that grow outwards from every interaction with the world, and not just from a bunch of chosen ones that undermine the stakes of the game. If the world is
undermine the
undermine the stakes of the game
because you're chosen one,
because you're there to save people.
Yeah, because you're the ones who are doing it and saving it, and I assume he's assuming that you are not like doing it for the people, you're just doing it for the glory.
What the hell?
And it's like, sure, maybe, I don't know. What if that's the game that I want? What if I don't give a shit about the people? What if I just want to do it for the glory? What if I play a character that wants to do it to have the accolades, who doesn't give a shit when the people die? He just wants to be remembered and known and loved by those who are alive. Like,
what if you're playing a character whose sole motivation is to go to the different towns and play darts against them all?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Exactly, dude. Exactly. Like, I don't know. Your character wants the money. Exactly. What if I am literally a mercenary?
Yeah.
Quite literally. You ever think about that? What if I just want to purge some Xenos? Exactly, dude. What if I'm there for the love of the kill?
What if I'm doing it purely for love of the game?
My playthrough of The Witcher 3 was only to play more Gwent. There you go!
Populated only by adventurers and powerful monsters, then it just becomes a clash of stat blocks. Ensuring there is peace and stability becomes irrelevant, and the campaign world becomes a theme park. And there's no place for the mundane in a theme park.
What is a dungeon crawl?
Never heard of one. Never heard of it.
Kind
of ridiculous shit are you talking about?
It's just it's one of those things that's coming from those old times. That was part of the whole thing.
Yeah, it sure fucking was, wasn't it?
I just don't know.
Never heard of it.
Don't know anymore.
There are examples out there in the 5th edition adventure range of attempts to offer a basic setting filled with interesting commoners from the start. Red Larch in Princes of the Apocalypse is a good example, with its descriptions of numerous commoner shop owners, etc. I have to admit, this was quite heartwarming when I first read this publication, as it harked back to Homlet in the original Temple of Elemental Evil game, which was the intent. However, by the time we get to the publication of Tomb of Annihilation, and arrival at Port Nyanzuru, we find very little mention of commoners throughout its city locations, favouring instead templates and builds that are far more powerful. And we've seen this trend escalate through products such as Waterdeep Dragon Heist.
That's the one. That's what okay. So for Tomb of Annihilation specifically, I would like to know what is in the town, like that he's talking about for templates and such. Because if that's the case, I can just make shit up.
Yeah, so he meant Hamlet, the village of Hamlet from the Temple of Annihilation quest line.
No, I know that's what I know that's what he's talking about for that. What I'm talking about is when he's talking about the Tomb of Annihilation that was created for 5th edition.
My bad.
Because immediately I opened this up onto AnyFlip, and let me just show it really quick. Where is it? Why is that not an option? Hello? Oh, there it goes. So literally on page 4 is Dramatas Personae, which is major NPCs and their name pronunciation and what page they get put on, which is interesting.
I like that they have a pronunciation. That's nice.
Actually, that is cool. Now these could all just be. There's a Werebore pirate captain. That's cool.
The fuck? That's cool.
Human guide in Port Nyazero. Tabaxi guide. Halfling guide. Shield dwarf guide. Okay, cool. So these are not your commoners. I'll give you that. That. What I would like to know is... Here we go. Port 16. Okay. So on page 16, you have your arrival, some side quests. They might encounter NPCs who need help. Literally, these are random people who need help as side quests that are, like, literally collect the debt. Klahu, a...
Barada Nikto?
Chultan, human thug, a bookie who takes bets at executioner's rings.
Jesus.
Yeah. Create a distraction for Roka, a human spy. These are not like classes. These are common people. They just are exceptional in the sense that they have names. And they do
they are exceptional
different.
in that they have names and they have a single individual task for you to do.
Yeah, because like a half-orc priest of Torm is not the same as a cleric.
Yeah.
Right? You have Inet is an acolyte of Savaris who's having disturbing visions. These are just a bunch of shit. You have a bunch of locations where they don't necessarily give you NPCs, but there is a few here and there, I would assume. Honor Guard, Merchant Prince. None of the Merchant Princes will show up unless the characters do something noteworthy. Such as winning a dinosaur race, of course, yes.
Yo!
Yeah, there's a dinosaur race in here. It's fucking sick.
That's cool.
Yeah.
details of the sample villa is on page 27, so you can have some... Let's look at 27 just to see if there's anything about a person. Otherwise, that means that I get to make them.
Oh boy.
Yeah, this is a quote unquote. So these are the quote unquote templates. It's there to give you a place that you can put your own NPC into. You can make the common people. That is up to you in this book. Now, is that a lot of work? Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
You don't have to give them all names. And you don't, like, wherever the people, like, your players go, that's where they're going to, like, interact with these people. You can just get a name generator. It's fine.
Yeah.
I promise you, it's okay.
And it's very, very helpful.
You also have these factions and their representatives, it says, which they don't have, like, people specifically, but you could probably just make a bunch. Things to do. Like, I don't know, man. It's just, once you read through this book, it's pretty detailed, and it's got enough in here that I could probably figure out these people that I might want to have be interesting inside of it, you know? And then the specific side quests are there, but I can also just make my own if I want to, because they give me a bunch to work with. They give me 10 to work with. And they're all they're all like a whole paragraph of a bunch of shit.
Nice.
So, like, and then there's even references to later things in some of these. So it's like, I don't know, man. Yeah, it's got a lot of templates. That seems like it's helpful to, like, creating the world as you want to make it. You know, making it your own. I know it is a pre-written thing, and you don't have to do that to run it at all. But, like, it is there for you as an option. It would be nice to have more options of common people. I agree with you there, sure. But it's not necessary.
Yeah.
That reminds me of a point from earlier when he described character backgrounds as being, like, formulaic and templated.
Yes.
Templated.
Yep.
And that always really struck me because, like, when I read the 5e Player's Handbook and I saw, like, the dearth of options available.
Yep.
And I saw, like, I saw the amount of options, but also how vague they all were.
Yes.
And I saw, like, oh, cool. So what this is, like, implicitly telling the player, like, hey, go talk to your DM, make a background for your character if you're inclined. If you're not inclined, / they're not willing to make a background, which, why would they ever not be willing to make a background?
I don't know.
Then, like, use these paste ones.
Exactly. Yep.
These are here for, like, if you need to throw a character together in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I use them a lot as, like, just the background thing, but I made up my own thing for the background, you know? Like, I used it for what it gave me, and then I thought about it to see, like, what my character was, basically. And it helped me inform that, and a lot of the time, I kind of figured out my character as I played them, because that's just how it works for me. I find that easier than me just figuring out the character from the beginning. Sometimes I can have that, but most of the time it is literally just, I need to play the person to understand who they are, you know? So yeah, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. What are you supposed to say to this other than, it's fine, dude?
Released just a year later, which communicated a menagerie of all sorts of things that made me wonder where the normal everyday people were. In older editions of Dungeons & Dragons...
That's the one thing that I can at least, like, from what I remember of reading this, of Waterdeep, it did make me, like, as I keep saying, it made me go, what is going on? But that seems to just be Waterdeep, so I don't know.
Yeah.
The mundane commoner was ever present. The Known World campaign setting, released in a series of gazetteers in the late 80s and early 90s, dedicated each publication to a specific nation, and did a wonderful job of framing and contextualizing the politics, economics, and societies of these countries, which all rely
Okay, but
on
here's the problem. That's not an adventure.
No, it's not.
That is not an adventure. That is a source book.
Yeah, it's
for a town, for a city or a nation. Of course, it's going to talk about the normal people.
Yeah, exactly.
Those don't apply. I'm sorry. Those sound awesome, and I would honestly love. That sounds like a great read, but
yeah,
those do not apply here.
It
I'm
helps.
not talking about source books.
It helps for creating things on my own in those places.
Exactly.
Right? Or understanding.
We can't be
I was just going to say, it's also just for understanding the background for a specific thing that a adventure takes place in.
Exactly. Like, this is not an adventure. We're talking about how overall in adventures and common people are not as common.
Yes.
And this does not apply. These are not adventures.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry.
How much money is all those books? Jeez, I know, right? Yeah.
Much.
Lots, probably.
Yeah.
By the way, guys, I've had a headache building for it feels like the past half hour.
For sure.
Okay.
And it shows no signs of letting up.
Okay.
So I am going to duck out here.
Yeah, no worries at all, man. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You take care of yourself.
Yeah, have a good couple weeks, guys.
Yeah.
Yep.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye. God, finally. God.
Yeah, it's crazy, that guy.
Yeah.
Not extraordinary adventurers, to function. Indeed, a core offer within these publications was to support the Dominion rules in the Beckme edition of the game, released around that time. This was because in that edition of the game, the campaign world is central to a character's aspirations. It's baked into the rules, due to there being mechanics for each class to be able to run a domain.
Okay, so this was specifically made for this thing.
Yeah.
Okay. It was made for this thing. Cool.
Not for that.
That's all you need to. That's all I need to know. So, we're done, I guess.
Yeah, this is a non-point. This is a meaningless point. I'm sorry.
I'm glad that they made it for this one edition. That makes sense that they made it for this, because that's what they wanted to do for this. Good.
Be it a thief's hideout, to a dungeon, or even a kingdom. The rules ensured that these were meaningful goals, because the campaign world had a population that was important because you had to interact with it.
Sure.
In time, it would be you who ruled over the commoners, you who taxed the farmers, and therefore you who protected their villages and livelihoods from invasion.
That's not even realistic.
No.
You think the nobles that fucking rule these kingdoms have anything to do with the fucking common people? Of course not. They don't give a shit.
Well,
that's not the point.
So they
Most of the
do
time, anyway.
They do a lot, but not in the way that he's talking about, I guess,
Yeah.
They have to have their advisors who are more so over these things. Rather than them specifically interacting with everybody, after the fact, right? Because they're going to be too busy with literally politics and shit.
Yeah, but it's still kind of weird because it's like, oh man, we're going to build up this whole thing so that way when you become king, you will have interacted with John the farmer. The fucking royals and shit are groomed from birth within the castle.
Yeah, I understand, coming from rags to riches, if you will, and ruling over people at some point because you have bested their previous leader or have been put on the throne or something, right? Whatever should happen, sure, and then you have more of an understanding of how things work, and then you can understand your decisions for the global scale, quote unquote, of making alliances or all this kind of stuff, what the people will think of that because you know how they are. That's valuable information in that kind of game, absolutely. But that's different, Yeah. It's still it is itself its own adventure, and I'm glad that it's made the way that it is because this is what the intent was for that one edition of that one adventure thing.
Yeah, it's true.
That's what it is. It is how it works. And I'm glad that it's there. That's cool. But D&D right now doesn't need to be that.
Yeah.
Because you don't necessarily need to rule over the populace. That's not what they're going for anymore in that. You could, but that's a campaign that you
At least not as a standard.
Yeah. Ah, yes, time to muck the stable as the king of the realm, indeed.
Yeah.
In modern D&D, These Dominion mechanics are absent from the core game.
Yep.
And so these aspirations are rare.
They're also, like, absent from most of the mechanics of most of the game. Like, editions.
Yeah.
So, sure. And it's also only for this one edition, like you said. So, it's also absent for most other things. Cool.
Yeah.
The game focuses on personal power, not societal impact. The idea of building societies is secondary to the character build.
I agree.
The common man is not someone you lead, he is someone you forget. This is why, in my opinion, when completing a modern D&D campaign, there is always a sense of, is that it? Or what now? The objective has been completed, but there's no link to strategic vision, because the characters were never actually playing the long game.
Well, so again, it really depends on your game and your table, because my characters have a goal. They're just part of this grander thing for a while, you know?
Yeah.
And then once they get to that end goal, if they do get to that end goal, after the fact, then they can do that even better, quote unquote, maybe. Or this is a stepping stone to get to that end goal that they want, or it's just something that is another page in their story, if you will, right? Like, it really just depends on the characters, and it depends on how you're playing the game. And again, with the official adventures, you could slot them in wherever and then continue on with whatever the fuck comes next. You know? So, like, I don't know, man. What are you doing in your games, I guess, is my question, right? Like,
what
it's
are
like
you doing?
like, you know what I mean, though? It's like,
I know.
I don't understand if you are having these thoughts and you are just going completely raw the whole time in D&D current editions, then I don't know how you're doing it.
Yeah.
Because, like, you seem to understand how it works. You know? So, like, why aren't, like, do you not want to put in more of the work? That's fine. I understand that. So what do you do? I guess it's like, what goes through your mind when you're running a game of a current edition D&D session? Like, do you, I mean, probably you don't do that as much. But if you do you only do homebrew? In which case, cool, man. Great. Just do that.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's like, what am I supposed to do for you to make it so that the game that you could do anything in and, like, make anything work, you could just do that? Like, what am I supposed to do to convince you that you can do that?
Yeah.
Like, just because it was in other things, that means that you would now have a basis that you could put into your current games for 5e.
Yeah.
So, like, do that?
What can I do to make you, to tell you, to help you understand that the game you can play in any way is a game you can play in any way?
Exactly. Like I'm not sure what the disconnect is here, if I'm just misunderstanding this message, but, like, the common people in these, are you saying that maybe because of these adventures, the next generation of TTRPG players are learning the wrong lessons? Because if that's the case, then I don't know, maybe? I really don't know. I would need to talk to a lot of people and say, hey, do you know that the guy down the road has a job?
And that his job might be impacted by wizards.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I just...
That is such a sentence.
Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do, you know? Like, 'cause again, I guess my question would be, to these new people, do you understand that there are other people in this world? Like, is that...
And the answer would be yes.
I would hope so, because I don't know, like, in our current day of the hobby, it seems like most people that are widely accepted are preaching about making your world lived in, and, like, making it so that you have these people around, so that they know that it's not just, it's not just a box that you have your character and my monster, and they fucking crash together all the time. Like,
it's
fucking...
not Warhammer, is what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. But, like, you know, it's just like, I'm pretty sure most people understand that. And just because the adventures themselves don't necessarily do that, That doesn't mean that kind of feel is not there, right? Because the character creation that I have seen from a lot of people, and again, it's not everybody, so I have a very small biased sample, but like most people that I know of make characters that think more than just like 2 steps ahead. You know, like they go down the road and they want to like eat something at the tavern. Like that's like the level of thought that you seem to be giving these people. And I'm like, but most of the time they're like, but I want to, as this character, become a great bard who travels across the land, who can tell the stories of all of these people so that I, 1, can make a living, 2, am around to chronicle these adventures, and 3, maybe even help stop them, and then also just like be the most famous bard that's ever lived.
Yeah.
Like, and it's all in service of themselves, but like involves these other people who exist in the world.
Yeah, you can't be a famous bard without performing to people.
Exactly.
People, whatever.
So like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's like, whenever you think of like building a world, kind of, as long as you're going for at least some amount of realism, which I think most people are, you know, they're not like, you know, it's like, oh, everything's on floating platforms. You're talking to floating, you know, like geometric shapes that, you know, talk via colors and shit. No one, you know, you're not doing that for everything, obviously.
Right.
So, you know, you think about the people in the world necessarily, you know. It's just kind of a necessary thing. It'd be like trying to imagine telling a story with no characters. What are you talking about?
Right, exactly.
You know, there's no people. There's nothing going on. Of course not. You're not going to do that because you have an intrinsic knowledge that, oh, there's fucking people everywhere doing their own thing. And those things that they do have to make physical sense. And like, come on.
Like, again, I don't need.
I hope that's not what he thinks.
Right,
we are kind of going off on a big tangent.
No,
here.
I know,
kind
but
of
like
extrapolating.
Absolutely, and like again, you absolutely correct me if I'm wrong. But like what I assume is that he's asking for the company to publish these adventures so that they have more of a focus on the common people, and like that's fine as something that you can want. But I'm just wondering how much of that is necessary. Because again, with these things, like most of the time you just see them slotted in or played as is, but a lot of the time these people have to interact with somebody, you know? And so you see these people come up with a lot of different types of people to interact with, because if they don't tell you who the blacksmith is, then you have to figure out who the blacksmith is right then. And then it's like, okay, now the blacksmith is a person. Now we have to figure out, and if you don't want them to be so important, you don't give them a lot. You just make them the blacksmith they interact with and say, hey man, can you make me a sword? And it's just like, yeah man, absolutely. And then they go about their day. Yeah, you fucking got it, my guy. You got the coin, I got the fucking hammer, all right?
You know what I would like, actually, now that we're talking about it, what do you say we make a fantasy setting where all of the vendors and shit are vending machines? They're not people.
So Borderlands, like, kind of.
Yeah, I guess. I kind of forgot that was...
There's a lot of vending machines in that, yeah.
I kind of forgot that Borderlands even existed, I'm gonna be honest.
Fair. I understand. But yeah, no, it's literally, it's just like, whatever. Yeah. Just you can do that. You can do whatever the hell you want it to be, and it'll work out fine. If everybody's a fucking vending machine, then the fate of the vending machines is at stake.
Yes.
Like, legitimately.
It's not a pork chop, I'll have you know.
That's right. Okay. Argument how many billionaires remember the common man? True. That's true. But at the same, this is the thing. The kings and the lords and stuff, they actually do need to give a shit about their people to an extent, right? Because otherwise they don't have the people to fucking do shit.
Well, I mean, you say that, but a lot of the time, you know, they don't really need people to like them because they have control of the army.
No. I know that. What I mean is they need the people to do the shit, whether or not they like them. Yeah. They don't have to like know them on a individual level or anything, or like give a shit about what they need. They just have to make them survive, but like do the thing.
Yeah. Oh, that's what you mean. Yes,
Yeah,
yes. You have to take care of your citizens.
Exactly.
Yes.
You have to take care of your citizenship.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Also, this level of micromanagement of a kingdom is very specific and something a lot of players don't want to do. It'd be like trying to get a casual invested in an RTS game. Yes. Exactly.
Yes.
Yes.
Unless it's Total War, because that's actually somewhat easier to get into.
It is.
Yeah.
Hey now, 90% of King Charles' job is traveling around ordering peasants into the mines. True. What if my campaign doesn't have living NPCs because my players are secretly in a simulation, and once they figure it out, we switch over to Call of Cthulhu? Oh,
that'd be pretty
that'd be
sweet.
sick. It'd be really cool. We gotta protect the Pepsi vending machine, but let that Coca-Cola one go. We don't need any of them in these parts. But yeah, no, it's just like
be careful with the Mountain Dew. That will kill your ass.
True. But yeah, no, it's just, I don't know. Anyway.
Did you know that Mountain Dew is illegal in other countries?
Is it actually?
Yes. Mountain Dew has so much sugar in it that it is illegal to sell in Europe.
Good.
Yeah.
That shit is bad
Don't
for
do
you.
Yeah, it's really bad for you. Don't drink Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
It's good, and I'm sad because I like it, but
I would drink a Code
don't
Red
drink it
every
ever.
now and then, and I would be like, hell yeah, dude. But I would know that day I drank basically enough for my entire month of like sugar.
Yeah, right.
Like,
I want to say it was actually in like a Hugbees video where how it's actually made.
Yeah.
I want to say he did one on soda, and he showed a label of a soda, and it had 176% of your daily sugar intake.
Yeah, it's
in a single soda.
It is
fucked.
Yeah.
And actually, Mexican Coke, which is what I drink now, each bottle only has 70%.
Yep, because they use pure cane sugar.
Cane sugar, and it's just as good.
It is indeed. It's better in a lot of the cases, honestly.
It's way better.
Yeah.
The kind of campaign that continually brings you back from heady adventuring to the task of administering your dominion and protecting your interests by protecting your people from those pesky barbarians over the border. Look, what I'm not saying
town guards
is
not do that shit.
Yeah, I know. Right?
That's what am I paying them for? Worthless. It would be pretty cool to be like a warrior king that actually goes out and does
It would
shit.
be cool.
Become like
Absolutely.
Sigmar.
I would love to do a campaign like that for sure. Become a ruling council over like a city, and like have to go out and do shit ourselves, but like leave a garrison of troops and stuff, and like our advisors and stuff to take care of the city every now and then. Like that's a cool idea, and I would love to do it. It's not something I want to do every single time, though. You know?
That's the problem.
Yeah,
I don't want to do that every single time. That sounds like a once in a lifetime campaign. It's like, oh man, we played like warrior priest or warrior kings, and we went out and fought barbarians, and it's like, okay, now I'm good. I've done that.
Yeah,
Let's do something else.
If it was like, and I get that back in the day, you had your goals of like making your own like castle and all this shit with all your gold and stuff. Like that was the whole point of like getting gold meant that you got prestige of some sort, you know, and it was all that shit. And you had all this stuff to spend it on, and then fought dragons and stuff here and there. But like, I don't know, man. I like the greater purpose of not just having to like I would like to get a place, maybe build a place, but like also keep doing whatever I want to do as my character, you know? So like I don't know. It's that freedom that I would rather have instead of this strict you're gonna become a king over all of these people. It's like, okay. I mean I could, I guess.
Yeah.
But
I'd rather not.
I just don't need to. That's the thing. I would like to do it maybe here and there, but like I don't need to.
Yeah.
Insert Dominion play into your games to make them meaningful. What I am saying is that
we
campaign
must.
worlds are...
He's not saying that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
are richer for incorporating the importance of the common people into the backdrop of the game.
I agree.
It is they who build culture through storytelling and song. They who are your eyes and ears on the road. They who sell you equipment, shoe your horse, or even just buy all the crap you've looted from the Necromancer's Tower.
Right.
No questions asked. The commoner is central to world building because who else are the good guys trying to save? or the bad guys trying to dominate. When you follow that thread, you eventually reach the common man and woman. They are your anchor to realism in a fantasy world that could quite easily become utterly chaotic without them. While recent editions of Dungeons & Dragons have leaned into high-powered characters and magical spectacle, there remains enduring value in acknowledging the role of the commoner. Their presence gives the world texture.
I agree with you 100% that is what they add. And if you want to focus on them more, I see no reason for you not to. In fact, we've talked about going into the granular world building and how fun that can be, you know? Because you literally just thinking about the logistics of trade and the resources that each city can have in your world can really make you then go granular with how everything is managed inside of your city and then every single place inside of your world. It really can. And that can be really fun and really fucking time consuming if you want it to be. Otherwise, you can just say, no.
Yeah.
I'm just going to run this and assume that the world works fine. And if they want to look at the peasants and say, hey, what's up, peasants? Then we can do that. But right now, I just want to do the fucking, I'm going to go to fucking the center of the island and stop fucking Assessorak from making everybody not die anymore. By creating a
oh my god, Chad, he
god
said it wrong the way I used to say it wrong.
Oh, how is this fucking said?
You said Assessorak, and it's a Sirak.
A Sirak? Okay, whatever. Who cares?
Yeah, it's a
Sirak.
I had heard it pronounced Assessorak as well.
Okay. A Sirak, sure. I want to stop him from creating a fucking dead god or whatever, and stop everybody from fucking not dying anymore, and like getting summoning sickness or whatever the fuck it is. I don't remember. Like, yeah. I want to do that.
That's Magic the Gathering.
I want to do that. And, like, maybe do a dinosaur race here and there, too. You know?
Fuck yeah.
Like, sure, the common people, what I'm racing against, great, good. I hope they cheer for me. You know?
Yeah. I'm going to fucking beat their asses.
That's right.
Leave them in the dust.
That's right. How about a warrior mayor? Yeah, it could be done.
Good. So like Mike Hagar?
Yes. He's got to go against the Metal Gear gang. Oh my god.
Hell yeah. That would actually be great. Be the fucking like warrior king who just like wrestles everybody.
Yeah, dude.
Awesome.
Absolutely. Maybe introduce combat to Animal Crossing. There you go. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, they already have axes.
That's right.
One step away.
You know what Tetris is missing? A dating minigame. That's right. Wait, no, that's just
I'm
Cult
pretty
of the
sure
Lamb.
someone made a parody Tetris dating sim.
They probably did.
I think they did.
Nice.
It's really funny.
Consequence and a sense of scale, reminding us that not every story must begin with greatness to matter. Reintroducing the common man into our campaigns doesn't mean abandoning fantasy, it means anchoring it. Whether through domain-level play, grounded world building, or simply remembering who the heroes are fighting for, the commoner offers a quiet but essential counterweight to the extraordinary.
Sure.
And in doing so, they help the world feel lived in, not just imagined. Save the commoner, save the world. But what do you think? Agree, disagree, somewhere in the middle? What's been your experience of how the people in the background of the campaign world have receded from view? Or do you think I'm exaggerating things? It would be great to know. Please give this video a like if you did indeed like it, and please hit the subscribe button if I've earned your future attention. If you'd like to thank me further, you can buy me a coffee, link on the screen or in the description. I'm Bake Me Berserker. Keep making your saving throws, and I hope to see you back here soon.
It's just like, I feel like he's blown it out of proportion here and there, you know?
Yeah.
But like
I think that's pretty much what it is.
At the core, I'm like, yeah, absolutely. Your common people make your game more lived in. Absolutely. And like, it's better
having commoners be present and, you know, noticeable and active and, you know, making your world feel real is great.
Yeah.
I think it's just not really that big a deal to really focus so hard into it.
And also, I'm not going to say that we're in a decline necessarily because people don't want to do that, you know? Like,
yeah.
Again, the official stuff is the official stuff. It either influences how you play the game or it doesn't, right? Like, I don't think that it's so... I don't think that it is something that we have seen that really dictates the state of D&D play, because more often than not, we've seen that people are criticizing it to all hell, right? So, yeah, but I don't hear people criticizing it about not having characters, because I feel like that's something that people like to create themselves in their world of having these NPCs and everything, and that comes with experience as well.
Yeah,
because like the smaller level games and the smaller level adventures have so much that is there for them to pull upon like that, so that they can understand that that's the humble beginning to then get them to the fucking crazy power shit, of fighting God and all that, right?
Yeah.
And again, that there's nothing wrong with them getting to that point or wanting to just do that. So like I think the lessons are there if you're starting off and you're using these starter sets, or you're using just the low level adventures. I think you learn the lessons pretty quick, quote unquote, or at least you're exposed to the lessons pretty quick, whether or not you learned them. They're at least there for you to learn. So,
yeah.
I think you'd get a dating sim with a Tetris minigame, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
When was this made for him to make this Save the Cheerleader reference? I think this was only like 10 months ago or 5 months ago or something. I don't remember.
What the hell is Save the Cheerleader?
Save the Cheerleader, Save the World. That's the reference. I think that's
what is it?
Heroes, I want to say, the show.
Oh, I see.
Think so.
That is, man, I remember, that feels like a really old show.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It was like 2007.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. God damn.
2006. Damn it, I was close.
Whew.
That's
That's old. That makes me feel old.
Yeah, that was 20 years ago. When it hits
Jesus.
September, it'll be 20 years ago. That's crazy.
Jeez.
Yeah. But yeah, so I don't know. It's an old show that aged poorly and had an even worse reboot. They rebooted it. I didn't know that.
Oh god. Well, I mean, I guess they've rebooted fucking everything now.
Yeah, not yet, and they're trying to.
Yeah.
I just remember that people said that it fucking it got bad after like I think the 4th season or something. I don't remember, but
Oh, so almost like Supernatural? Supernatural was fine until season 6. That's when it started.
Yeah, season 7 was when that was the Leviathan stuff, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, because they fucking like I don't care. This show is like 20 years old as well.
Yeah,
they killed fucking Bobby, and I'm like, what the fuck,
I
man?
know, dude.
Like, this is not how a character like Bobby should go out. I'm sorry.
They seem to be infamous for killing characters poorly.
Yeah, and fucking when they killed Death by having him get stabbed with his own, that's fucking stupid. Fuck off.
There's a whole
they
bunch
kill
of
the
stuff.
best personification of death
I know.
in like any fucking form of media.
I
Holy
know.
shit.
I love that he was a foodie.
Yeah, dude. He was terrifying foodie.
Yeah. They haven't rebooted Reboot. That is true, and that is good. Yeah.
Good.
Look up Heroes Reborn. Yeah, I won't.
Oh, okay. You know what I wish that they would... we're talking about shitty reboots.
Yeah.
You know what I wish they would reboot, but actually do it right this time, is Teen Titans. Like, holy shit.
I don't want them to ever go near it ever again, just because they won't get it right.
I know, but
like,
I mean, they've already fucked it. The thing is, I don't really mind Teen Titans Go existing because Teen Titans still exists.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I just
so I don't mind that.
It is one of those things where I don't want anything to be touched by anyone ever anymore. That's the thing.
Fair enough.
That's the thing that I would say is because like I saw tangent, but I saw that they made a new Naked Gun movie with with what the fuck is his name? Taken. He's
Leonard Nimoy? No. What oh
you know who I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. Liam Neeson. That's it.
Liam Neeson is Frank Drebin now. And
what the fuck?
Yeah, and I listened to a snippet of it because it was like one of those auto playing fucking things. And when I heard something about like the joke was that he was like looking at a woman who was very attractive to him, and like he said something about like her butt made it look like it was a nice butt, and it said hello or something like that. And I was like, okay, so it's trying to do that like funny thing of like saying something that's just like kind of innocuous. Okay. And but I immediately went,
yeah. There was a certain spirit to like there has to be a certain spirit to spoof shit.
Yeah.
You know? It's just not there anymore.
Yeah. He was Frank's son, not the guy himself. Okay, that's better at least. Yeah.
Oh, good. Thank fucking God.
It's decent. It's fine. It's not offensive. If there's a sequel, cool. If not, also cool. Okay, that's way better than I thought. Okay, cool.
Oh, okay, that's good.
That's good to hear at least. I don't know. For me, I still I have Police Squad on Blu-ray, and like I'll go back to that every now and then. And the best joke in the whole fucking series to me is when the couple goes to the Japanese garden, and there's a bunch of Japanese people in plant pots, and they're just standing. They're just standing there, and they go over to one of them, and he tears off his like lapel and gives it to her like it's a flower.
Oh my God, that's
she
so
smells
stupid.
it and goes,
That's so.
It's
stupid.
So fucking funny. It's just so funny to me. I love it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. God, that's so dumb. How dare you?
It's so fucking dumb. I love it so much.
I love fucking really stupid humor like that.
If it hits, it hits, you know?
It does.
Oh, fuck me.
You know that if you tell a joke and my immediate response is either, oh, fuck off, or God damn it, it's a good joke.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. And then like to show that she's been kidnapped in that scene after it happens, he literally goes with his partner and he shows him like an old-timey film that is just that entire scene entirely again on a screen.
What the fuck? And you know what? Speaking of funny
He's
shit
asking
that
for
we
the
own
scene of
on
the
discs,
crime. Oh, fuck, it's so funny.
Dude, I'm so happy, and I need to watch it at some point. I haven't watched any of it yet. I got the complete series of Ed, Edd n Eddy.
Oh, nice, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Hell
it was like $20 on eBay.
Nice.
So, yeah, man.
Very cool.
Oh my God. What I need to really do one of these days is to just look online for like all the Ed, Edd n Eddy sound effects and just
have them.
Get them.
Yeah, for sure.
And I know that you can play some sounds through Discord. So I wonder if you can add like custom sounds.
You might be able to.
Ed, Edd n Eddy sounds and
shit.
No.
It would never show up on my end when we're actually doing something like this though, because of OBS and like the streamer mode thing. But it's fine.
How sad. But I want to be able to play like Ed, Edd n Eddy sound effects when shit happens.
You'd have to like put it through your mic somehow and like have it on the same channel as your microphone, and then it would come through every time you pressed it, and then it would go through like your speaking.
It'd be really fucking jank.
Yeah, it would be jank. Anyway,
yeah.
Okay, so here is the question: are you down for another video, or do you think that you're good?
It's already 11:30. I think we're good.
That's
honestly.
Absolutely fair. If that's I understand entirely. This one did like become a bit.
Yeah, this one kind of ate up a lot of time,
which is fair because it's like it was pretty dense to talk about. Honestly,
there was a lot of shit to say.
Yeah. So, apologies everybody for the hit points thing. We'll go over the hit points thing next time. Okay, I'll keep it for the docket for next time.
Yep.
But that'll do it for us for the video.
Ooh, so now you know what I see in the. I don't know if you have the same recommendations as me. On this video, the upper rightmost recommendation is the Gazetteer Republic of Darrokin. So it's a video specifically on one of those nations that he was mentioning in all those books.
Okay, I see
That
one
could-
for the Orcs of Thar as well.
Yeah, that could be an interesting section of videos to go through and just kind of look at these cultures and, you know, steal what we want from.
Yeah, see what we've kind of dropped in all of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be neat for sure.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
You know, because most of the time we're kind of just talking about, you know, the contents of a video rather than, you know, really spitballing ideas about gameplay stuff and shit you can have. So that might be fun sometime.
Yeah. Absolutely. I'll get a few of these in the queue.
Yeah.
But yeah, so at this point, I suppose I will give you the invitation. If you would like
the invitation
to leave. That's right.
I will be leaving because I want to see about getting some food in me.
Yeah.
I only had 3 of those little pieces of pizza, and that was it.
Yeah. Fair. All right. Then.
So, yep. I will see you next time.
Okay.
So next week.
Yeah.
I am off both Tuesday and Wednesday. Okay. Are you free those days? Or
no? We can see if I have the time. I should I'm working, right? But we'll see if how it goes for Tuesday and Wednesday. We can get back to Abiotic Factor. Honestly, I've missed that game.
I know.
I want to
I've missed it, and I would also really love to start Mech Warrior 5 Shadows of Kerensky. I really want to play that.
Okay. Yeah, we can see.
Because it's the clan invasion, and I'm like,
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well then, we'll see about it.
Yeah, we'll see. And I'll go ahead and dip now. So,
all right.
Take it easy.
See you later. Bye. All righty then. Let's do comments. And then we'll be done. Very quickly here, the comment. What? There we go. So we got a comment from Timothy, that says, "Hello, bros. Still working on lore. Too bad. I missed Garibay. I overslept again. Happy New Year, and have a nice day. Edit. Quick note on the lore from last time. Talathorn is technically not dead. His soul is just captured. If put in a new vessel of some kind, he would still be alive. Bit of foreshadowing on how Cornell's rainbow dragon sword will work with all the souls inside of it. Talathorn's body is pretty much dead, however. That sword will have a bunch of interesting side effects to balance out the power it gives. That should be fun when I figure all of it out." Very cool. Well, thank you. Thank you for telling us. Appreciate the comment. But yeah, little thing as well for those of you who stayed until the end. You get to know about something. So part of the I'll get to it in a bit, but there's going to be a new thing on the merch store. So let's at least get to the shouting out and the shilling. Over here on our website, we do have a support us further tab that's going to be all of the things that I'm going to talk about, as well as some other things that you might enjoy. First off, we have a Patreon and a Ko-Fi. Here is our Patreon. Here is our Ko-Fi. You can join them. They're in the description, of course, and give us at least $1 a month, or you can join. I think Patreon you can join for free, but it doesn't really give you anything. It just gets you a part of it, I guess. But you can join it if you want to become a table flipper, get early access to things when I can post them, as well as early access to streams of editing and such, as well as when I do Patreon only games and such. And I'm hoping to do a little watch along thing with you guys. Might be fun. I am still watching Columbo on my own. I will totally restart it so that we could watch it together. If you've never seen Columbo, or if you just want to chill with me and watch Columbo, it'll be fun. It's not gonna be like a stream thing. It'll just be like a thing on Discord, probably. So join our Discord, maybe. If you join this, you join our Discord as a table flipper. And if you're not in our Discord right now, there's a giveaway thing that we're doing. So if you want to get something for 2026, you can and participate and be drawn. So go and do that if you want to. Anyway, All that to say, thank you. A big thank you goes out to Steely, Draco Kraken, and Rick, aka Rico, at tier 4 for supporting us for so many years now. We're getting close to the start of year 7, so thank you very much. Thank you goes out to Crimson Rose at tier 2. Thank you. And a thank you goes out to our tier 1 contributor. So as little as $1 a month if you wish to. Obviously, that's up to you. If you don't want to, don't do it. Next up, we have our fourth wall shop, which has brand new Sunrise in Sin City mat. I actually have a sample of this. It has the brand new art for Sunrise in Sin City. This will be the thumbnail going forward, basically. It's on a little mat thing for your desk for you to use as a mouse pad or whatever. It's pretty cool. We really like the artwork. I showed it in the newest Sunrise in Sin City that's going to be coming out in a month, so you get to see it now. You get to have a piece of it now before it even comes out as a video. So you can see this and get hyped. Up to you, of course. But yeah, that's the Sunrise in Sin City mat. So it is something that is new in the shop. Also, all the other things like our dice, our keychains, our coasters, Jerry, the raccoon, and these other, like the notebook and such, and the mug. There's a bunch of stuff here. So, if you want some of it, go for it. If not, don't worry about it. But yeah, Sunrise in Sin City now has an official merch thing. Very cool. Aside from that, of course, we have the ability for you to donate to us directly via PayPal if you want to, as well as the Humble Bundle partnership that we are affiliated with. On Humble Bundle, if you use the link in our description and you purchase anything through the bundles, through the choice, through the store, we get a bit of a kickback when using that bundle. Oh my god, it's fucking Bob. Bob's Dungeon Crawl Classics RPG Mega Bundle presented by Bob World Builder. Holy shit, he has his own Humble Bundle. That's insane. This means that he's officially a DCC YouTuber now. I know he was doing D&D, but now I will only refer to him as a DCC YouTuber. DCC tuber, if you will. That's crazy. Bob's Dungeon Crawl Classics. I would go for that for the DCC stuff for sure. Interesting. Obviously there's a bunch more stuff, but it was just interesting to see that he's literally front and center. Very cool. Anyway, use the link in our description. Buy stuff if you want to. Other than that, oh thanks. We are also affiliated with RPG, Drive-Thru RPG, Drive-Thru Fiction, Drive-Thru Comics, Drive-Thru Cards. We're going to go over Drive-Thru RPG because it's the most relevant. Drive-Thru RPG, using the link in our description, if you use it within 15 days of purchasing something, we get a bit of a kickback. And you can get a bunch of stuff like Daggerheart, like any of the community stuff that's put out there. I think there's a bunch of like official PDFs that you can get of stuff here, Traveler and such. And this is how I'm going to be getting PDFs to people when they win them. So if you want stuff through here, you can use our link to just buy it outright, or if you do any of the giveaway stuff via bingo or the Discord giveaway, you can get stuff through here. Drive-Thru RPG. So yeah. Check it out with the link if you want to support us buying some fantasy stuff. Not fantasy stuff, TTRPG stuff. My goodness. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you all very much for attending and joining and watching and hopefully having a good time with us. We appreciate it, of course, immensely. If you do enjoy the show, hey, consider, if you're brand new, subscribing or liking these videos or whatever you want to do, sharing us with people, all of that kind of stuff. We appreciate you, of course. Up to you, of course, as well. But that'll be it. So thank you very much once again for coming by. And we'll see you next week for more of the 2026 fucking Table Talk discussion and discourse. That was weird to say. Appreciate you. Bye-bye.